Sa tingin nyo, magkano po ba yung one-on-one session with you? I do offer a one-on-one class, like webinar lang, like live. Ako yung magko-control sa screen mo, mag-guide ako. Tapos you'll just like control your screen, you just use your screen, and then mag-guide lang ako, or if possible, I will also remote it. So it's like I'm there with you. Pero mahal yung one-on-one ha, kasi it's like a private session and it's like my time. So compared to group class, I suggest a group class kasi mas mura. It's 1499. Pero kapag ano talaga siya, pag one-on-one, medyo mataas talaga siya na price. Times 10. Ano times 10? Mga 10K. 10K yung aking package deal with a 5 session, 2 hours per day. Well, if you badly want to learn Premiere Pro na gusto mo na one-on-one, that's why I offer it. Pero mahal talaga ng one-on-one kaysa group class. But I suggest group class. Now, I will import this as an MP3. So this is my bundle audio. Hindi pa ako nag-start sa class ha. We can export as MP3 kasi the reason why I am exporting it is because I will use this software called Adobe Podcast, web-based. It's free. I'll show this one to you by day 5 because it's free. If nakikita mo, I usually use it. Even though that I'm using a mic, I still use it pa rin para ma-enhance yung audio ko. Medyo malapit kasi yung mic sa bibig ko, kaya medyo muffled siya. Sobrang lakas. Pero Adobe Podcast will enhance it for us. And it works like magic. Free pa kasi ito ngayon. So habang free pa, let's take advantage of it. Day 5 natin to i-discuss. Si Enhanced Speech with Adobe Podcast. And there's a 30 minutes free every day. Notes ng class. You mean day 3 materials? Or what do you mean notes po, Sir CJ? Yung mga na-type ko sa notes while nag-class tayo. Wala akong copy nun if that's what you're asking. Ang shortcuts, the one that I've typed nung day 1 or yung nung day 2, actually, hindi ako nagbibigay ng list, kaya pinapalist ko sa inyo while we're working. Pero I'll ask for a shortcut sheet. I have a friend, si Regine, nandito ngayon. Magbibigay siya ng shortcut sheet for Premiere Pro. Ipapasa namin yung image, parang shortcut sheet with Premiere Pro users. Pero tingnan nyo muna to. I'll post it later, CJ.
Want to step up your video editing game, edit faster, cleaner, and better, without wasting time searching for random assets online.
Or if I'll try to use the original,
In the right place. Hey, this is Jeff
well, the audio is good. It just needs to be toned down. Pero
from Graphics Media, and we have created a premium editing bundle exclusively available for my students.
charot. Nag-teleprompter kasi ako dito.
Job transitions. Looking for smooth transitions with built-in sound effects? These are plug and play and work with any versions of Adobe Premiere Pro. Motion graphic templates. Professional animated titles you can drag straight in.
Okay, so I'll just download this one. Tapos I'll just bring it over to Premiere Pro. So before I do anything, I always adjust my audio. That's always. Ito yung papasa ko sa inyo mamaya, Ma'am Regine, ha? While waiting for it, I'll just apply a LUT. Real quick. I-color ko muna siya in advance. Like super quick lang. I have here my 30 LUTs. Mali pala yung pinasukan ko na folder, kaya ganun. And it's now applied. Make it stronger. Adjust the exposure, mga 0.2. Contrast. Highlights. Shadows. Whites, I'll just bring it down a bit. As well as the blacks. And at the same time, the white curve. Adjust the highlights, bring it up a bit. Tone down the midtones. A bit lang. Shadows. Ituturo ko to bukas. This is our day 4 class. And lastly, I will use this HSL secondary. And check my skin tone. That's what I need. So, ang ginawa ko dito is I'm trying to mask my skin tone so that I can just edit my skin tone alone. I guess that's fine. Refine. I'll make my skin orange by dragging this up. So without this, yeah, my skin is kind of orange right now. As for the background, I will select my skin again. It's a lot better because it's kind of orangey na. It looks complex, no? But I will be discussing this tomorrow. Kaya this is a game changer that I like with HSL secondary. Pero tomorrow pa to. Ipapasa ko to kasi sa kanya ngayon. Invert, so I'm not editing my skin tone anymore. I'll make the background teal. So you have that orange and teal background. So if you check it, we have two telemetry colors. We have the teal background and the lot with the orange skin and the teal background. It looks a lot cooler. Not that cool. Slightly lang siguro. And I guess this is fine. So I will export this as a whole. Export ko to, ma'am, as hold on ha. Ma'am Regine, you're available tonight? Ngayon po, Cedric. Ngayon, right after this. Project 1 video. Ay, pero hindi ko pa na-brought up ang audio na pina-enhance ko kay, ano. Nasaan po ba yan? Yeah, I forgot to. Ito pala. Saglit lang ha. Synchronize. And yeah, there's a 1 frame delay kasi. Kaya kailangan mas-sync. So I won't be using my... This is the original audio.
Want to step up your
This was the one with the Adobe podcast.
Want to step up your video editing game?
And it's quite loud, so I will just lower it down. Pero ikaw na siguro mag-lower down dito, ma'am, no? Drag it up. Link them both. And drag it to the start. Okay. Kahit ako lang na mag-fix sa audio. And I will export it right now. Dito na, ma'am, eh. So I will just have it done. Project 1, Regine. MOV. Para walang loss sa quality. Apple ProRes 422HQ. And I will use Media Encoder for exporting. I don't want Premiere Pro to export because I'm in a hurry. I'm with you, class kasi. And I will now refresh it back. I'm using 2025 pala. That's why. So, ito na siya ngayon. Hintayin ko lang to real quick, ha. I'll open my Premiere Pro 24 right now. Hold on, ha. We haven't started the class yet. So, I will use Media Encoder. Media Encoder is like your other hand to another way on how to export your project instead of letting Premiere Pro export it itself. Like, instead of letting Premiere Pro handle the export their own, I let Media Encoder handle it. And it's super heavy because it is a MOV. That's why. Okay. Medyo, na makawawa. I'll just have it done siguro later na lang siguro. I'll just click pause right now and save this project first. Mamaya ko lang to siguro export, ma'am. It's too much stress in the PC. Yung si media encoder. May times, ma'am, na parang nagbabag siya. I'm not sure why. I'll just have it rendered na lang siguro while waiting with you. So, okay. Am I choppy? Baka choppy ako so I'll just pause it lang. I'll open my Premiere Pro right now. So, 2024. Or before I'll open Premiere Pro pala, meron muna akong uninstall sa end ko. Meron ako pina-download sa inyo na installer. Weird, ma'am, no? Weird. I will uninstall the Mr. Horse. Yan yung tanong ni Sir Cedric. Para sabay tayo na makita nyo how I install it. Yan, sabay. So it's gone. It will be gone. It's now uninstalled. And yeah, let's start. Okay, so good evening, everyone. Are we ready to tackle day 3 already? Thank you so much for being here because we will discuss presets tonight. So, first of all, for those who just came in, type on if you're now ready. For those who just came in, or if you're not aware, class, na meron tayong day 3 class materials. If you're not aware, then now alam nyo na kailangan tayo ng day 3 class materials. So here's our day 3. Huwag mong kalimutan i-download to sa mga hindi pa naka-download. And thank you so much for purchase the bundle. Class, if you want to purchase the preset bundle, like the premium assets that I offer, yung 600, and then naka-promo na siya kasama si level 2, so you save like 300 pesos. Yeah, 3, is it 300? Yeah, 300 nga. So, message nyo lang ako. It's up until Friday ang promo para makuha mo both for only like 600 lang. It's like 300 each. Good job pala, Sir Paul. Paul is here. So, day 3 class materials, please. If you haven't downloaded this one yet, i-download nyo na siya ngayon. I sent it to you. So, I will also download it para makita nyo that I'm also downloading it. Dito, class, dito ko binigay ang aking mga favorite na music backgrounds. I got it from Envato. Actually, these are really good music backgrounds. Ang palagi kong ginagamit dito is, mukhang ito yung ginagamit ko palagi. Let me just share sound lang. Baka mamaya mag-ano na siya, pero... So these are my favorite music backgrounds of my choice. Non-copyright po ba? Non-copyright naman so far. My logo and extra presets. I'm not going to use all. And then the sound effects that I personally use for my own footages. So ito yung mga ginagamit ko. I don't use a bundle of sound effects. If kailangan lang. Pero yung sound effects kasi medyo paulit-ulit lang siya. That's fine, Ma'am Regine. Later on na lang siguro after class. Let's have a session later, no, about the commission pala. So, day 3 class materials. I will download it right now. So, download. I'll just download the whole thing kasi magaan lang to eh. It's not heavy. And, yeah, zipping one file. Okay. I'll put it in my batch 194 first. Day 3 class materials. Ito na siya. Huwag mong kalimutan na naka-zip file po sila. So, right-click and extract mo lang. And I will delete the other clips lang siguro kasi I'll just delete the other clips lang. So ito siya ngayon, na-extract ko na si day 3 class materials, or if I'll change it to large icons. Ito siya ngayon. So, have I extracted it? Yeah, na-extract ko na. Extract ko na. Yeah, mukhang hindi ko naalala na-extract ko. Like, right-click, extract all. Pero na-extract, mukhang na-extract ko na. I'm not sure. Kalimutan ko na tuloy. Okay, delete ko na yung zip file and this is the zip file. This is the preset na. Pero sa loob ng zip files, sa loob ng zip file, naka-zip files pa yung mga presets dito. So, i-right click pa natin sila mamaya and i-extract. So, unahin natin sa paggamit mamaya itong GMTP text presets. But mamaya na yan. We'll just get back to that. Let's just focus on the Mr. Horse that I gave to you or na-provide ko. It's not from me. It's from Mr. Horse. So, thanks to Mr. Horse. I gave you this link. I'll give it to you again. So, if Windows ka, download ka for Windows. If Mac ka, download ka for Mac. I'll go to Facebook and I'll also post it here in our batch 1 and 4. So, ano to? Mr. Horse. For those who only watch the recordings, Mr. Horse website is found here below. Just click that link and mapupunta kayo dito, no? So, if Windows ka, Windows ako, I'll click download for Windows. And then, magda-download na siya. I'll put it here. Yung installer niya, I'll just click X. Ito na yung installer. It's super light because it's like 4 MB lang. I'll click show in folder. Everything's recorded right now, ha? So, I'll post the recordings after. Mamaya. So, naka-record na tayo ngayon. Okay, so ito na yung kanyang parang installer. So, double tap it. And next lang. Super easy to install. Super easy. Next lang. And next. Okay. Pagkatapos, I'll just uninstall it in my end lang. Para makita nyo na uninstall lang ako. So, pagkatapos siyang ma-install class, pagkatapos siya ma-install, ito po yung itsura ni Mr. Horse, no? Pagkatapos siya ma-install, that one, yung product manager niya, you don't need to do it right now, but if you're doing it right now na, hintayin na lang kita. Mga ilang seconds. So type 1 for those who are on the same page as in my end. Mikhailo. Cedric. I need like 3 more people. Steven, okay, good job. Ariel, so good job, Sir Ariel, ha? You're keeping up. So, log in with browser. Tapos, connect mo lang yung Google mo. So, if hindi naka-connect, sa akin naka-connect na kasi to eh. So, if it will ask you to connect your Google, Windows 11 Pro, anong pangalan mo? I'll rename you from here. Ikaw ngayon, yung nag-1 bago lang. Anong name mo pala? Yung nag-type 1 bago lang. Ikaw is si, like your like nickname, Facebook name. Yung nag-type 1 bago lang. Anong pangalan mo po? Windows 11 kasi pangalan mo sa Zoom eh. Windows 11. Yung nag-chat bago ng 1, sino po kayo? Yung name nyo. You are? Ano daw po name nyo? Okay. Mamaya na siguro. Di niya alam na Windows 11 Pro pangalan siguro ni sir. That's fine. Don Carlos. Okay. Let me rename it. Don Carlos. School ko to ah. Okay. Meron pa ibang hindi mo naka-rename. But anyway. So, yeah. Connect your Google class. Like for example, no? I will... Hold on. So, connect your Google. Like, create one. Tapos... you don't understand Tagalog. That's fine. I'm already signed up na kasi. So, if you're still not logged in, you will log in here, and then you will click continue with Google, and it will ask you to verify your Google. It will ask for verification, and hala. Ito yung problem eh. It will ask for its verification, no? Not now. Okay. So maybe sa inyong end mag-ask siya ng Gmail tapos pupunta kayo sa Gmail verification like code or button, and pagkatapos niyan, pagkatapos diyan, open the desktop app. So katapos mo ma-log in, ma-connect mo na yung Google mo, you will now be redirected here. Sino tapos na maka-login sa Mr. Horse? Like naka-connect na sa Google account. Type 1. Are you on the same page in my end? Are you on the same page? Same with me, class? Okay, good. So dito kayo sa Premiere Pro. Okay? In the Premiere Pro, install mo tong Premiere Composer. Disclaimer lang ha. 1 out of 40 students or 2 out of 40 students may times na hindi na-install si Premiere Pro. I'm not sure why, and it's unexplainable. Hindi yan maiwasan, but let's hope that it will just install lang. Good job, done. So in your Premiere Pro, you click the install on the right. You see this Premiere Composer, you install that one. Same as the starter pack. It will not install kapag nakabukas ang Premiere Pro nyo. Are your Premiere Pro open? If your Premiere Pro is open, it will prompt you that you need to close Premiere Pro. So close your Premiere Pro first. That's why I close my Premiere Pro. Is it like prompting you sa mga nakabukas ng Premiere Pro? So yeah, close your Premiere Pro and install this. It will now install. Once it's done, if it's already installed, I'll now open my Premiere Pro. So, it works whether you have a license or crack. It works for both. Okay? Mapapasabak talaga ako dito kay Don. Okay. So, I will open my project 24. Now, class, once you go to your window menu, if you're using Mac, your window menu is somewhere on the top in this part. If you're using Mac, so it's somewhere here, your window menu. Though the only two lang, Steven. The Premiere Composer and the starter pack. Just these two. Nothing else. Make sure Premiere Pro is closed if you're installing it, kasi it doesn't work if you do not install it. Okay, good job. Now, if it's installed and you now open your Premiere Pro, find your window option, your window menu. Okay, yes, that's correct. So, open your Premiere Pro already done. Go to your window menu. Go to workspaces. Where's workspaces? Window menu, extensions. So yes, you don't need to send a screenshot, but you're good. Okay, just type 1 if you're good. Window menu and extensions. Tell me if you now see the Premiere Composer. If you haven't installed the Mr. Horse, extensions isn't clickable. It's like it's grayed out. But if you have installed the Mr. Horse, extensions, Premiere Composer, then click the Premiere Composer and this window will show up. Type 1 if you can have it done later for those who are observing, or for those who are kind of late. But if you have this already, like the window menu, extensions, and Premiere Composer, then yeah, that's your Mr. Horse. Good job. Okay, how does it work? Okay. Now, actually, I still use this as of now. I try to mix my own presets and then Mr. Horse, or if I feel like I need to use it, ginagamit ko siya. Okay. Now, let me just compile my clips first. Let me just show you clips. I won't be using 4K. They're quite heavy. I'll just use 1080 clips lang. I'll just use 1080 clips. Hold on, give me like 30 seconds lang, please. Okay, thank you for waiting. Now we're good. So how do we use them, no? Let's first go to the extensions Premiere Composer. Now, listen. We have the starter pack. This is a folder of transitions, text, marami, no? We click the drop down of the starter pack. If you click the text box, if you're looking for text animations that looks like this, you don't need to create it from scratch because Mr. Horse will just provide it for us. Now, I can adjust the slide below to adjust like the size of the preview. So if you're looking for a preset that does come with a preview, this is what you're looking for. But however, it's not that many because it's just free. So it's like a free taste from them. But it's already good. Sorry, it's already good. I don't use a lot of presets naman, so I'm good with these. So text boxes, text presets. You see these texts. If you're asking, can this be done in Premiere Pro from scratch? No. In After Effects we can do it like manually. We can try to create this our own, but in Premiere Pro, no, we cannot. So we can just like use the finished product of AE that's already that's already converted to a plugin. So i-drag and drop ito mamaya and I'll show you how it works. Transitions, one of my favorite. So if I'm in a hurry, like for example, let me just show you this footage where this one. Pakita ko lang kung saan ko siya ginamit. Yeah, this one.
In day 3, presets, transitions, and overlays. Speed up
You see the part where it slide, nagpan siya.
overlays. Speed up your workflow using drag and drop presets.
But yeah, that glitch, that was through here. So transitions, click the transitions. I'll try to use the pan. I can try to use left, top, right, bottom. So pan to the right. I'll just drag and drop this to my in between my clip 2, clip 1 and 2. Like kung saan yung line to where you need to snap it, you snap it there. And it must be on top. So I'll click undo again. Undo. So nawala siya. I'll drag and drop. It's not in the clip because makakat yung clip mo. It must be on top. Anywhere on top. If I'll play it back, that's how I did it. And I usually change the volume of my sound effect. I rarely use the regular volume, so I usually drag it down to -9, -10 para hindi siya masyadong loud. Effortless. Now, you can also choose what type of direction, like maybe you want top. You have the top there, and then just like drag and drop it in between your 2 clips, and then play it back. What happens if it's not in the middle? Well, it doesn't work. It works, but you're just in the same clip. So make sure that you put that snap, like that cut line, in between your 2 clips. And on top. Now, if you're using Mac, earlier kasi I had a one-on-one session and Mac yung gamit ng aking student. So, sa Mac, if you're using Mac, the drag and drop did not work. Who is using Mac here? And then nakakasunod kayo sa Mr. Horse. Sino ngayon naka-Mac dito ulit? Mac user. And then you had the Mr. Horse. You have the Mr. Horse na. Mac user, meron? So kay Mac, napansin ko, hindi ko siya na drag and drop. Yan ang napansin ko. But what we can do if you're a Mac user, if the drag and drop doesn't work kung nasan yung playhead mo nakaposition, kung nasan yung playhead mo, and then you cannot drag and drop, but instead, you will just click the transition, you click it, you make sure that you select it, and you click the add. You click the add below. So it will add to where your playhead is. But that's wrong. Make sure that you put your playhead first in between your clip. And then you select a transition and you click add. If the drag and drop doesn't work. But if it will let you do the drag and drop, then just go ahead, drag and drop. And play back. There you go. Or maybe you don't want to use the sound effect. Pwede mo to mo-unlink. Yes, you can, but I'll just hold Alt and select the audio alone because I don't need the audio. Or if you need the audio, just try to lower down the volume so that it's not that distracting. So yes, you just don't need to use the transitions every time. Like every clip you will transition. No, it looks really basic. No, hindi siya maganda tingnan. You use transitions. It depends on when's the best time to use one. Alam mo yan as an editor, malalaman mo talaga yung best time na dapat ka man-transition. Kasi boring if transition all the time. Boring din if it's just like a simple cut. Like, walang transition. So, ano mo siya, tinitimpla mo. I can explain it when, but ikaw mismo as editor, ikaw yung makaka-decide whether if you need to use it or not. Ano lang yun natin, parang gut feel, parang judgment na natin siya. You'll understand it soon. It really depends on the creator. Is that what you do, Regine? Diba? It's not necessary to put transitions all time, like every clip, no? If it's like the best time lang, then you can try to choose one. So, ano ko lang siya, ina-alternate ko lang siya. Anyway, so that's your transitions. It's like drag and drop. Now, it also have sound effects. So, sounds, like drag and drop sound effects here. Sound effects. But I rarely use their sound effects. Shape elements. Like, what if you wanted to have this? Like, I'm not sure how it's called. And if you want to make that bigger, just try to select the clip or the template or the plugin clip, or let's just call it the template. If you want to make it bigger, because it's quite small, it's really small. Dito kasi scale. You try to increase the scale. You can make it bigger. You can also reposition it by changing the position. So you have the horizontal, you have the vertical. That's why I taught you the effect controls last night. Kasi if I'll teach you Mr. Horse first, it doesn't do the unlink, just like what I did. Nagda-unlink siya ngayon. But ang ginagawa ko, Rai, is I deselect them. I hold Alt and I select the audio. Diba? I taught you how to select a clip alone even if it's linked. So deselect, Alt, select that clip, delete. Like if you only wanted to choose one, dapat naka-alt ka. Okay? So Alt, select, delete if you don't need the audio. Madadala kasi audio niya eh. Anyway, so you are able to control the position, the rotation, but you cannot animate it. There's no animation showing up there. You can also try to use the social media. So you don't need to get green screen templates in YouTube, like para lang maka-subscribe button kayo, because they already have their subscribe button from here, and you can just like drag and drop it, like maybe at 1 second on your timeline on top. So you see that subscribe. I want to put that in the bottom middle, so I'll just make it bigger. I'll change I won't I won't discuss each of the functions because I want you to explore it your own because it's super easy. Now, but the usual thing that I change is the transform lang and the text. Transform, okay. Like this is like the property, the scale. I wanted to make it bigger, a little bit down below. So I'll control the position. And there you go. If I play it back, it does have a sound effect. So you don't need to get green screen. Kasi before, when I was using Filmora, or kahit nung bago pa ako kay Premiere Pro, I usually get green screen kay YouTube. Like, yan talaga yung pinaka old school na way. And I guess you can relate also sa iba. I subscribe, green screen. And then, like for example, I need to get this one. No? By the way, class, can you share, have I taught you Cobalt.tools nung day 1? Naturo ko to, di ba? Na-share ko to, si Cobalt.tools. Yes, you're right. I'm not sure if it's accessible for all. May iba kasi na sobrang strict ng firewall nyo. It doesn't let you. But if it lets you, then that's good. Coach, bakit hindi gumagana yung Cobalt.tools ko? Parang block siya sa website. That I cannot answer. Hindi ako technical sa firewall. Try to find a way on how to like enable. Hindi ako masyadong magaling dyan. Pero you can always YouTube it on how to maybe accept mga websites, mga fishy websites, no? Normal talaga yan if strict yung website nyo. But anyway, I'll select the link. I'll download it as a video. And I'll click these 2 arrows to download it, like a whole video. Duda ko si Cobalt.tools nakaka-download to ng anime eh. I haven't tried. .org. I'm not sure what's the name of the. Hindi ko na try, but let me try. But mamaya na siguro yan. That's like unrelated sa class. Pero I guess so. Hindi ko lang try. Okay, so yeah, let me just close this one. So yung old school talaga na way, mag-discuss na lang ako ng green screen ngayon since we're already here, ha? So I have not downloaded it yet. So I still need to click this download. And I'll put it here. Drag and drop na lang. So the YouTube. First of all, I don't like it if I get it. I don't like if I get it from YouTube because it's pixelated. It's not high quality. I'm not sure if this guy provided it through the drive. No. So you really need to download. And I'll just drag the video only at 1 second. And audio din. Actually, kapag ako yung nagdadrag ng footage and audio, hindi ko siya sinasabay. Kasi kung nasa na layer si video, that's where the layer will also go. The audio layer will also go. So, what if gusto ko si video, it's in the track 4, but the audio from this clip is in track 2 sa audio ko. So, to have more control, well, sabay pa rin sila, drag video only, pero I have more control to which layer. I guess you get my point. Para mas may control ka. But sabay pa rin siya. It's just that hindi siya nakalink. It's quite small because it's 360p. 360p. Kaya pala pixelated to eh. Ay, 360 lang. Okay. So I will scale up. Tingnan mo. If I'll try to scale up a small resolution, and then I'll put it down. I don't need to use that because that's quite pixelated. Or how can you remove the green? In your effects panel, itong project ko, I will bring it back in the start. In the effects panel, I'll search here, Ultra Key. So, much better if you know this one in advance. Effects panel. I don't include green screen na kasi in the training kasi it's super easy lang. But effects panel, Ultra Key. Try to go to your effects panel. You know where the effects panel is, right? Nasa unahan siya. So type 1, do you see your Ultra Key with you? So if you drag and drop the Ultra Key to your clip, to your video, to your green video, So you will see that your Ultra key is present here. It's not just motion and opacity lang kasi class ang magagawa natin. If we'll try to apply another effect from our clip, which is the Ultra key, I'll delete it again. Drag and drop. So here's the Ultra key in this video, in this green video, but it's not removed yet because you still need to click this. You still need to click this eyedropper, and you click that green in order for it to be transparent. Thank you, ma'am. Nagbigay na pala si Ma'am Regine ng copy sa ating shortcuts. So, kindly save that. Pero yes, I don't use the one from YouTube because it's low quality. Why not try to use the one from our Mr. Horse instead? Yung mga social media niya. The like button, the subscribe button, they do have a lot, and it's non-copyright. You're always like you're able to use this to any of your videos, official or not official. Okay? And lastly, si text presets or text boxes. So kapag mga real estate, ito yung mga ginagamit ko. Like kapag real estate, you don't need to have like fancy text animations. You just need something na presentable text. Like if you're trying to show the address, I don't just like apply my text like right away. I usually use this. Pwedeng ito. Pwede nga ito. So I'll just drag and drop it on top. And if I'll drag my plate here, I see that one, right? So para makita ko siya. Now, Mr. Horse. So you have two jobs to do. Reposition it, rescale it, and change the text. So how can I change the text? Through here? No. In the Premiere Pro Composer na edit section. So in the edit section of your clip, in your plugin clip. Dito ko sa text, I'll change it to maybe Rockwell, New York. I'm not sure if it's Rockwell, but yeah, what if lang. And why? I'll change the text. Kung ano po yung text na install nyo, like Montserrat. I do have the Montserrat. I can change it to whatever font that I like. Okay. Or maybe something bold, like extra bold, like this one. Okay. And in the transform, I want to reposition it down, so I'll reposition it. And I will, don't put it all the way down. That's a dead space na ha. So somewhere up lang. Parang sa bond paper may margin tayo. Actually, wait lang ha. Okay. So, yeah, thank you. May tumawag lang. Now, where was I? Position, no? Rescale. So, by the way, class, sabihin ko na lang sa inyo habang maaga pa. I'll reset layout lang muna. Now, can everybody find this plus button editor? Can you find that? It's in the bottom right in your project, in your program view. Is it visible? Type 1 if it's visible. Ito pa. Yan. So, if you click this, you will see the rest of the button or mga button editors, whatever this one is called. Wala pa kasi sila sa lahat eh. So, itong safe margin, this is what I need. I will drop this, or no. Actually, lang. Drag and drop lang below. So, I have the margin. I will also get the guides, but siguro hindi muna si guide, no? Ito lang siguro muna si margin. But if you love to get the ruler, as well as the guides, yes, you can. Click OK. So, may margin na ako. So, itong margin, nakita mo tong inner line, that's where the text must be. So, dapat iangat ko to ng konti. This is just like your guide lang. Even if I'll create another text, Like for example, it's like a lower third. Lower third is a text that is located either in the bottom right or bottom left. So either you put it somewhere here, but this is too low. Maybe this place lang. So ito yung parang safe space mo for it to still be like visible or yung ideal niya na location. That's why I activate the margin. Pero ngayon hindi na ako gumagamit ng margin, pero it's just a guide na it's not too low, not too high. Yung sakto lang na wala sa dead space. That's kasi ito eh. Ibig sabihin parang matatabunan siya if may mga loading or may mga matatabunan siya in some video players. Okay, so that's your margin. You can just like click that and click it again to remove it. So I usually use this in real estate videos. You can actually prolong the duration. You love it to be like you want to prolong the duration. So pwede mo ma-expand the duration niya and it will just automatically adjust to whatever the duration na napili mo. Diba? Or maybe if you wanted it to be quick, then you can just compress it. It will just be quicker lang. Hindi siya putol. So that's how flexible these plugins are. And if you want to use the text presets like these, what if you like this one? No, just drag and drop it here. Play it back. Select your text first, your plugin text. I'll put it down below. I'll rename it to ano bang i-rename dito, no? Eat Bulaga na lang. I'll change the font. There are more settings that you can use, but I won't go further lang. I'll just increase the scale, I guess, or put it somewhere in the middle. Hey, back. And there you go. So you have an animated title. You don't need have. There are lots of presets that you can choose. So I'll select this text. No, class. Before I close, do you have any questions, kay Premiere Composer, or do you think that you are able to take it from here na? So do you think na you're now good sa introduction with Mr. Horse, and I'll have you use it yourself in your assignment. Okay. So, kayo nang bahala dito ha, mag-explore. At least meron na kayong introduction on how it works. So, good luck, grabe good luck. Kayo na po bahala. Okay. Now, naubusan ng words ko ha. Why is it showing up as red on top of my timeline? Why is it showing up as red? So, any guess? Bakit lumalabas as red nung apply kong plugin na to? Or maybe kahit kahapon, nag-red yung clip niyo, like yung line sa taas. Like, what's your guess here? Why is it showing up as red? Has an effect, correct? But if the effect that you applied to your timeline or yung clip mo, nalagyan mo ng preset or an effect, and that effect is heavy, your timeline will prompt as red on top of that clip na may mabigat na effect. If mabigat yung effect sa timeline mo, correct? But explain ko muna to, bakit siya mag-red. So if mabigat, if it's showing up as red, then nabibigatan si Premiere Pro sa effect na apply mo. What's the tendency, Sir Arnold, if it's showing up as red? So what are the possibilities if it's prompting as red? There's a chance you'll experience the preview will lag, correct? A lag playback. And that depends on the specs of your PC. So the stronger the PC that you have, may chances na yung red, kaya lang niya. But if you have like a slower PC, there's a chance that you'll experience lag. Choppy siya na magcha-choppy siya. So how can we remove that lag? We can have it, correct? We can have it rendered, Sir Arnold. Sir Arnold, we can have it rendered. Ano pala yung render? Render is like pre-exporting. Yung na-export natin, yung export media, yung na-export tayo, that was already render. But right now, it's like we are pre-exporting it. Pwede ko na ito ma-close. Okay. So render, yan yung alaga ni Santa Claus, no joke lang. So render, hold on. It's like pre-export. Okay, siya yung parang pre-export or yeah, pre-export na nga. So paano po ba yan? We select the clip and to render, we go to the sequence menu. By the way pala to render, how to render pala? You go to the sequence menu and you find the word render into out or render effects into out. Gagana tong si render effects into out naka kapag naka-red yung timeline mo. So kapag naka-red siya, you don't need to click this render effects from your clip from into out, no? Enter shortcut, 'di ba? Select your clip na nag-red, enter them, and it will just like do the shortcut na render. You just need to wait. Sorry if corny sometimes, but yeah. That's your render. So, ito lang yung disadvantage if you have a slower PC. You will have more rendering. Like there will be a lot of rendering kasi why do we render, coach? Kasi sino namang gustong mag-preview na editor sa edit niya if lag, 'di ba? Nakakainis. Like you're previewing your own project and hindi po siya na-export. It's lag, so you don't know how it looks like in a normal playback. So that's why we render it. We pre-render it for our own sake so that we can watch it first before we export it. But even if it's red, then if it's lag tapos nag-export ka kaagad, the lag will still be gone kasi export is still render. But it's just that we just need to preview our clip not in a lag way. If you get my point. So it's just for our own sake lang para walang lag habang nag-playback. Anyway, so render lang class if you feel like it's lag, especially if there's a heavy effect. Now, before I proceed with the presets, do you want... Have you installed the Mr. Horse, Sir Edward? Or not yet? Okay. Were you in the part where na-install mo na to? Itong installer niya. Na-install mo na po ba to? Si Premiere Pro? Yung hindi pa. You need to install it. So close your Premiere Pro muna. Pero meron ka ng product manager. Do you have this na? Meron ka na po bang like product manager? So napa-install ko sa inyo. Install mo muna Premiere Pro. Hindi siya ma-install pala if hindi na close si Premiere Pro mo. Close mo muna. And then install. Save your work first. Control S mo muna si Premiere Pro. Or save. And then close. Pero you can have it done later lang. Kahit later na lang. You're fine. Easy naman to eh. Okay? And then, if na-install na, makikita mo siya sa window menu mo, extensions. So, ngayon, wala kasi hindi mo na-install. So, have it done later. Pero ngayon, ituturo ko muna sa inyo ang pag-customize ng sarili nyong workspace. Do you want me to like share lang how to customize your workspace? Para i-remove na natin tong mga unnecessary panels. Yeah, para mas comfortable na siya. So, let me start right now, okay? Alright. Okay. So, itong media browser, sabi ko before, hindi ko to ginagamit. So, I'll just click the burger icon and close panel. Libraries, same. Close ko siya. Info, close. Itong effects, I need it. So, I won't be removing this one. Markers, close. History, close. Okay, I have project and effects panel left. Dito naman tayo sa source view. Source view, I do need it. Effect controls, we do need it. Audio clip mixer, kahit hindi lang. We can just get this back in case if we remove it. Like for example, na-close ko siya and I need to get it back. I just need to get it back in the window menu. And audio track mixers, audio clip mixer po ba yun? Yeah, this one. Pero I'll just close it right now. Metadata, close din. So, source view and effect controls lang. Then, what if you want to save this as like a new workspace? Like for example, no? I will go to my workspaces and I'll save this one. Like for example, I'll save it as a new workspace. I'll name it siguro as maybe my batch, or clean editing workspace. Di ba may editing workspace, tapos pangalan ko is clean editing. Okay. So even if I'll go back to the editing workspace and I'll click reset to save layout, so they will all be back. Pero since nag-save as new workspace ako kanina, I will see that from here, clean editing workspace. So meron na akong sarili. Is your source view still there? You can click that, or if na-close mo, i-ano mo lang, reset to save layout lang. Arial. Kung anong panel nakabukas dyan, like editing ka, reset mo lang. Now, I will just go to my clean editing workspace. I'll create another workspace. So, if you'll ask me, how do I set up my landscape workspace? I work with a landscape na sequence, no? Itong project ko, I dock it on top. So, I will drag the name. The name. But you don't just like drag and drop it like that. Okay? Or drag and drop it like this. It creates another panel. So, the way on how you drag them, it's not going to be perfect in your first try. But you can always reset if nagkamali ka. It doesn't go back with undo. So, si project, itatabi ko siya ni source view. I will drag the name project. Dapat inline siya, no? So you see that blue indications to where you want to put it. So I'll just drag that here. So katabi na sila. As well as the effects panel. Effects, no? I'll drag that here lang. Why am I doing this? So that I have more space with my timeline. The wider the timeline, the more creative you can think. Or the more creatives you can think. The more ideas you can think if you have like a wider panel. So, this is what I do. Tapos, if gusto ko si source view and si project view maiba, I will just drag the source view dito. So, if ilalagay ko siya dito, it will create another panel which is in the middle. So, 3 panels na dito. We have this part, si project, effects, effect controls, the source view, and the program view. And adjustable sizes sila by dragging their edges. They're adjustable, class. They are adjustable. Pero baka nalilito na kayo dito ngayon. I'll just click reset to save layout sa clean editing workspace ko. I'll just stick with this one lang. Yung project and effects lang. Tapos source view and effect controls. Ito lang kailangan ko sa ngayon eh. Now, the good news is, if you have your like Premiere Composer, window menu extensions, Premiere Composer mamaya. Edward, nag-work on ka po ba sa pag-install doon sa Premiere Composer mo? Di ba naka-undock to? Undock is like nakalitaw lang siya. Good job. Lumilitaw lang, no? Wala siyang docking place. I can drag the Premiere Composer, hindi yung white bar niya, yung name niya. I will dock it here next to the effect controls, or you can just move it lang. Para at least intact na siya dyan. And you can save it as, so si clean editing workspace ko, I will save changes to this workspace na meron na siyang Premiere Composer para even if I reset it, it's already here. So, ano lang, makikita mo na agad-agad si Premiere Composer. So, there you go. I don't need like all of the panels. I only need some of them lang. So, ito lang mga usual panels ginagamit ko. Kapag portrait naman, ituturo ko lang yan by day 4 lang siguro. Tomorrow na lang. I have my own portrait workspace. If portrait yung ginagawa ko, I have mine. So, ano din, ipinapalitan ko pa din siya. I have landscape and portrait. I'll just go back to the clean editing workspace lang. This will be one of your assignments ngayon, class, ha? So, I will ask for a screenshot in your end that you have your own workspace before we start the class tomorrow. I'll just decide kung saan siya i-upload. Maybe sa Drive lang. just an image, a screenshot that you have your own workspace. Agree? Okay lang po ba tayo dyan? Because I don't want you to use editing the whole time. Once you're used to Premiere Pro, you will be having your own workspaces na. Okay? You can follow my tutorial as a guide. Itong recordings, panoorin nyo please. Pero, yeah, I guess that's good. Any questions so far? So, alam natin paano mag-save ng bagong workspace. Save as new workspace lang ha if nag-modify ka ng workspace mo. Type 1 if you're clear. Type 1 if you're clear. Which one do you want me to use? The editing workspace? The original editing workspace? Or gagamitin ko na po ba yung clean editing workspace ko? Saan po ba yung mas preferred nyo dito? Kayo kasi viewer eh. So, just the clean na lang. Kilala nyo na ha? Okay, clean. Clean lang, Sir Arnold. Yan, para mas sa lahat. Meron kasi nakatago doon sa landscape. So, good job. Okay, thank you. So, Premiere Composer, yan, andito na, no? Na-duck ko kasi dyan. Okay, so let's now proceed. Ang next topic natin ngayon is gagamitin muna natin yung presets ko. So, class, in your FX panel, kilala nyo naman si FX panel, right? Nasa unahan siya originally kapag hindi pa kayo naka-modify, right? I'll just use my editing muna. Sa editing, nakikita mo siya dito. But since I have my own workspace na, I have it here. Okay? So, I will just click the burger icon in the FX panel. Ay, wait, mamaya na yan. Punta muna tayo doon sa Day 3 class materials. Anong oras na pala? 7:11. Yan. So, Day 3 class materials na extract ko na siya. Pero unahin ko sa paglagay itong GMTP text presets. Hold on lang. Alright, so right-click ko to, si GMTP text presets, and extract ko siya. Syempre, you need to extract it because it's a zip file. And here you go, the extracted file. I'll double tap it, and ito siya ngayon. Walang preview. Do not expect that it does come with a preview, like makita mo ng itsura dito, kasi this is just kilobytes lang. 74 kilobytes, lesser than 1 MB. Keyframes lang kasi to, class. Ang tanong lang, no, kapag ang file type niya is pset or prfpset file, why am I training you to how to handle this type of presets? Kasi if you will go to YouTubers, like for example, Dave Cott, si Dave Cott, no. This is like a YouTuber that teaches like advanced techniques in a Premiere Pro, and this is a faceless channel.
Reveal the details
Itong mga type of presets, nakita mo to?
step by step. So keep watching
Yeah, you see
because
that?
I can
You see the text? Now, nagbigay siya ng free preset pack, and ito siya ngayon, pero na-include ko na siya sa inyong Day 3 materials. So, na-include ko na yun. Ito siya ngayon, si Dave Cott. Yan. So, ang tanong lang, once you got it, how can you put it inside your Premiere Pro? We don't just like drag and drop them like this preset and I drop it to my project panel. No, it doesn't work like that. This format is not supported by the project panel. Why? Kasi hindi to media. It's not a video, audio, or image. So how can we put this? Click X lang. Madali lang but not in the project panel. Now, kapag PRFPset file po siya, it belongs to the FX panel. It stands for Premiere Pro Filter Preset. So that even after class, and meron kayo nakuha presets from someone else, or nabili, or nakuha, at least you know how to handle them. I had the same problem before. Hindi ko alam paano. Nakakuha ko. Bumili pa nga ako. Pero later I found out that it's just easy lang. So kapag PR preset file or preset file or Premiere Pro filter preset. It belongs to the effects panel. Here's your effects panel, right? Let me just delete them from here. Meron na kasi ako nito eh. I'll also teach you how to create this from scratch. It's not gone. Baka mag-loading lang siya, no? Bakit hindi to nawala? Baka isa-isa yung gusto niya. Okay, it's now gone. Gone. Delete ko din to. Dave Cott has a lot of text presets, no? And I want you to export your own after. Pakita ko lang yung some of the presets that he got. Okay. So, yeah, in the effects panel, I'll click the burger icon. So, nakita mo to? Huwag mong kalimutan i-extract muna tong GMTP text presets, ha? So, na-extract na, no? So, in the effects panel, you click the burger icon. You see this, right? Ka-effects panel. You click the import presets here. Click this one. And I'll go to batch 194, day 3 class materials. Tingnan mo, sa dami ng files doon, ito lang nakikita kasi siya lang extracted eh. And GMP-TP text presets, and there you go. You now see it. And double click or open, kayong bahala, open or double click. And it's now installed here in my effects panel. Try not to duplicate them. GMTP. I have them already. I'll click undo, ha? Nung wala pa. Or paano po ba to na mawawala? So delete ko muna. Effects panel, burger icon, import presets. You go ahead, find that file, itong PR preset file, and click open or double click. If you'll search it here, GMTP, type 1 if you now have it. If you now see it. Try not to duplicate. Baka kasi na dalawang beses mo import, mag-underscore 1 siya. So mag-delete ka ulit. Kano yung net sa speed sa net ko ngayon? I'll just check my speed first, ha. Inayos kasi ito ni ano. Kalokohan po ba to? Or totoo yan? Totoo? Okay. Totoo pala. I'll go back here. Okay, so you have it na. Alright. So si Dave Cott din, since nasabi ko na siya kanina, why not try to import it na? Marami tong si Dave Cott, no? Dave Cott. Class, even after our training, don't stop watching YouTube videos online on how to enhance your editing. Trust me, manood kayo ng YouTube video on like what you can do more with Premiere Pro. Trust me, maintindihan mo na yung mga pinagsasabi nila kasi may basic knowledge ka. Ang hirap mag-start, mag-agad ka advance tapos wala kang basic knowledge, no? But yeah, that's what I do. Pero kay Premiere Pro, I rarely do watch lang. Colors lang pinapanood ko, pero kapag mga ganito, I almost understand Premiere Pro na kasi. After Effects naman ako. Time consuming lang. So Dave Cott, no, na-extract ko na. Yan, PR preset file. So, yeah, you know how it works. So, effects panel, burger icon, import presets. And I'll go to Dave Cott. Just open it. And if I'll click, type here Dave Cott. Type 1 if you now have the Dave Cott as well. Pero hindi ko to i-try lahat, ha? Try lang tayo ng some of them lang. Pero there are many of them kasi dito. CJ, good job. Ito yung pabor ni Premiere. To who are CapCut users here? Meron po bang like, I know CapCut, kapag naka-pro ka, marami siyang presets, di ba? Mga templates. But, meron po bang parang mga modified presets, like customized presets na ma-import mo kay CapCut or fix na talaga kung ano yung given ni CapCut sa mga CapCut users? Fix na po ba talaga siya doon sa plugins nila? Or meron pang parang ganitong way? So ito yung lamang ni Premiere Pro. napakadaming presets, mga templates that we can find in the internet then can be brought to Premiere Pro. Napakadami po. Endless po talaga siya. But anyway, I'll start to use first the GMTP text presets. Okay. So, paano to ginagamit? Hindi siya literal na drag and drop sa clip niyo. So, panoorin niyo muna ako. I'll apply it to my text. So, GMTP text, ako mismo naggawa dito. Kasi you can create your own presets kasi. So, this is designed for text or image. Hindi siya bagay for video. I'll use my text, my type tool. I'll type here. Type ko dito, no? Typography. I'll edit my text first. So, escape V. Effect controls. Edit the appearance. I'll change it to Montserrat. Extra bold. Small letters yung favorite ko dito. And center alignment. That's always. I'll make it bigger. Okay. We'll try the golden aspect ratio sa font mamaya, ha? Alam mo yan, Ma'am Regine, no? Do you do that in your videos? Yung golden aspect ratio, yung font pairing? Do you also apply it in your videos? Kasi sa graphic design nun siya. Try ko mamaya. Thank you. So yeah, typography. Now, okay. But for videos, is it applicable? Now, tingnan nyo to, ha. Now, this is our text, right? Gusto ko sana mag-insert ng shadow ngayon, but mamaya na lang si shadow, no? Mamaya na lang. Okay. Our text clip is 5 seconds. And, okay. We have these presets that I created. So, una kong gagamitin is si text slide up in. So, GMTP text slide up in 15 to 20 frames. Okay, dito nagtataka tayo bakit frames? May frames siya, no? And if I'll drag and drop it to my clip and play back, you now see the keyframes that I use. So, once ma-apply na siya, I'll just, nag-undo ako pala. Wait lang, saglit lang ha. Okay. I'll drag and drop it here. So here are the presets, no? Ito yung ginamit ko. Yes, gumamit ako ng position and opacity to make this happen, but I'll just replace the clip lang. Medyo yung video clip ko behind, medyo ano siya. Hindi siya ideal tingnan. I'll bring over another video lang. Saglit lang ha. Ito pala. Yeah, lake. Ito na lake, no? Wow. Pero mamaya na, ma'am. Mamaya na. Sige. Hold on. May sasabihin ako sa inyo mamaya. So, drag ko muna to. Thank you anyway. So, here's our video, no? But dito tayo sa text. Dito ko nalagay ang preset ko sa text. Yeah, that one. It's super slow. Yes, it's animating, but it's super slow. Why is it super slow? Because we tried to put the preset to a long duration na clip. Yes, presets are drag and drop, but not literally that we drag and drop them right away. They're not designed for 5 seconds po kasi. Now, let me just remove the effect from this clip. How do I remove an effect pala? Since hindi na ako mag-undo kasi marami na akong ginawa. The formal way to remove any effect, aside from the font ha, any effect applied from a clip is you right-click your clip and you find the words remove attributes. So, you right-click your clip and you find the word remove attributes. And click OK. Then the effect will now be gone. Like, apply ko ulit ha. Right-click, remove attributes. Attributes are like the effects. You tap OK, it's now gone. So that's how we remove an effect to a clip. So, balik tayo dito. Kaya napansin mo na may in, text slide up in and out, and then may sinabi dyan na 15 to 20 frames. Kasi this is applicable to any durations. No matter what the duration, 15, 10 seconds, 20 seconds, it doesn't matter. Basta sakto lang yung paggamit mo. Like for example, what if my clip is like 10 seconds? Okay? So applicable po ba to? Now, I taught you how to count frames. I taught you about frames. Like we need 30 frames for it to be equivalent to 1 second. Now, all we need to do, this is applicable to any duration. So if you have noticed, meron tayong in. So this is designed for the intro of the clip. And it is as what the text is saying or the preset is saying, 15 or 20 frames in the intro. So meaning, all you need to do is you just need to cut the first 15 or 20 frames of your clip. No matter what the duration is, basta ang unang 20 frames i-cut mo. And that's where you apply the in. So i-apply natin si text slide up in dito. And then, for the text slide up out, like this is the exit to where it goes out, then we cut the last 20 frames. So itong gitna, wala yung animation. Stagnant lang po yan eh. Kasi mataas duration sa clip. Basta importante, na-apply natin ang text slide up in. So the in to the first clip, the out to the last 20 frames of the clip. Itong gitna, wala yung animation. So that it will speed up, it will like move, and it's designated na speed, which is like pang 20 frames siya, like pang 20 frames lang siya na duration. And I guess you know how it works na. So this is my clip. I'll just drag my playhead going to 20 frames. You see there, 0.20. I'll cut it there, razor tool, and I'll apply the text slide up in from here. So intro, this is for the first clip mo, first 20 frames of your clip, and it slid up, and it is like speeding up based on how it was made, like yung aking suggested na speed. And then as of for the out, so starting from the last part of my clip, if it ends at 5 seconds, atras ako ng 20 frames, 4.10, cut it there, apply the out, and you have the outro. So itong gitna, wala yung animation. But after dumaan dito, sa last 20 frames, it will out. So this is the animation out. Now, let me click undo lang. Undo. Nung hindi ko pa na-apply. Okay. How do we count frames? Rather than dragging your playhead, it's also better that you know how to count frames without dragging your playhead. Paano po ba yan? By the way, class, who amongst here that's like executing and you don't have any mouse? Like touchpad lang gamit mo. Meron po ba naka-touchpad lang dito, walang mouse? Japoy, are you having hard time like navigating sometime pang mabilisan? Japoy? Yes or no? Yes po, no? So, yes, totoo yan. Kaya if it's possible, if you can like buy any mouse, will do, Japoy. Basta may mouse kayo na may scroll wheel, malaking tulong siya. Ang hirap, mahirap po siya. Even for me, yung touchpad lang. So, soon, if you're able to buy a mouse, mag-mouse kayo, ha? Yan ang advice ko. So ngayon, let's just stick with that one. So how are you able to drag your playhead without dragging your playhead? Paano po yan? Paano po ba yan? You see this step forward 1 frame. Yeah, sa gilid ni preview button ni play. Step forward 1 frame. Step back 1 frame. So click this 1 frame. Like literally 1 frame. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But instead of clicking that, you can try to use the shortcut, which is the right arrow key on your keyboard. So right arrow key, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Or back frame, so 1 frame backward, so left arrow key, no? Pero if I wanted to move 20 frames forward, I don't need to like click 20 times. Nakakasawa yan. To make counting faster, you hold shift and left and right arrow key. Tell me what happens if you use this. You hold shift and then you tap left or right arrow key. It jumped how many frames forward? Correct, 5 frames. So hold shift, right arrow key. So it only took me 4 clicks papuntang 20 frames kasi naka-shift ako. Correct. Or left arrow key, 5 frames backward. Sometimes kasi class, you don't really need to drag your playhead if malapit lang. If malapit lang talaga, no? Shift, dalawang arrow key, forward. Dalawa lang, 10 frames forward. It's also better to know these shortcuts. Execute mo kasi malala mo to. Okay, so shift din an arrow key. Is it not working? Yung shift and arrow key? Mukhang hindi siya gumagana. Na-try ko sa Mac kanina sa student ko. Pero try mo daw. Gumagana. Gumagana po ba? Well, if Mac din kayo, advice ko sa Mac ha, meron kayong mabibili na keyboard. Sa pagkakalam ko, meron akong student na may keyboard siya, na external keyboard, na parang pang Windows keyboard, pero nakasaksak sa Mac. Meron din ganyan eh. Pero if you're used to your Mac, use your Mac lang. Pero if makabili ka ng parang another keyboard na pwede ma-sync it sa Mac, it's also a good one para mas Windows user kasi si Premiere Pro shortcuts. Yan napansin ko. Anyway, so 5, 10, 15, 20. I'll cut it here to where my playhead is. Actually, class, pwede ka mag-cut. Galit na. Mag-cut ng clip mo without cutting it. Without using razor tool. Paano po ba yun? Control K ang shortcut. Command K naman if naka-Mac ka. So, it will cut your layer kung saan naka-position si playhead. Like, dito tayo nakaselect kay text, no? And kung nasan si playhead, Control K ka. It will cut it automatically. Command K if naka-Mac. Pero I rarely use this way. Why? I'll move my playhead forward. No? Hindi ko napansin, dito siya nakaselect sa video. So, nag-control K ako. Dito siya nag-cut sa video kasi dyan siya nakaselect. I have trust issues. I have doubts. So, razor tool lang para sure ball. Wala namang mawawala if i-click mo C and you click to cut, no? Para sure talaga. What if you have a lot of layers? So, anyway, at the last part of the clip, I'll just hold shift 5, 10, 15, 20. Cut the last 20 frames. Apply ko si in and out. Playback. Playback. Slide in and slide out. Ayun. I'll just click undo. Or I will just remove the attributes. Right-click, remove. Para makatry ako ng iba pa. So, I'll try to use the text slide right in. Anong itsura nito? Ito, pa-slide right in siya, no? Opacity position pa rin. Undo ko. Or text blur in. Blur na may kasamang opacity. 20 frames pa rin siya, no? Text blur out 20 frames. Now, let me delete them, yung clip na may effect. Balik ako dito sa text clip na walang effect. Now you know how, like type 1, do we know how to use them already? Can I leave this to you na, itong mga presets? Okay. Break, hold on. One more muna. Di sana ako mag-break ngayon eh, pero sige, 5 bio break. Pero, it doesn't mean class na strictly mag-follow ka 20 frames. Pwede mo naman ma-apply siya sa 30 frames like 1 second. You just know the consequence. The longer the duration, it's kind of slower. So, like 30 frames, no? Cut ko siya. Pwede naman. Wala naman pipigil. Hindi naman siya bawal. But it's just kind of slower lang. Right? Before we take our break, let me just finish this topic and then I'll move on to the next topic. Yeah, yung 20 frames or 15, yan ginawa natin kanina, di ba? Undo ko lang. So, pwedeng 20 frames, pwedeng 15. But 15 is kind of fast. Pero, yes, it still works. So, pwede, you know the consequence. Sige, sure. After mama, may sasabihin pa sana ako. Chat ako. Now, anyway, where were we? What if we try to use them na? Arnold, di ba, pwede 15 to 20. Ako yung gumawa dito mismo, Sir Bacon. Papakita ko mamaya ang glimpse, like one set sa preset, kung paano to nagawa ang preset. Don't worry. Gagawa tayo, no? Okay. 20 frames ang recommended. That's why nalista ko dito 20 frames. Ayan. Kasi ako mismo gumawa dito. So, what if I'll apply a text? Anong magandang i-apply? Siguro, may uso ngayon na text animation eh. Wait lang, may nakita kasi ako na parang uso na text placements. Hold on lang ha. Tingnan mo. Tingnan mo itong mga ginawa nila. Anyway, so we will do that next time. Today, itong type of text.
Slow down time.
What if you had the skills?
After Effects का flow plugin
Oh, this plugin.
Are you still struggling?
To create captions.
If you're wondering, this is called
How to audit your own IG account. Step 1. Take a screenshot.
Here are a few visual editing trends that I've
Nakikita mo yung mga text nila. It's not usually in a plain na it's not in a plain alignment. Okay? It's not in a plain alignment, but it's in a different alignment. Tapos they have that font pairing as well. So font pairing is one thing that you need to master. You can search font pairings in YouTube. Like for example, anong bagay na font for my Montserrat, no? Pero let me just try to create text clips muna. Different text clips. So meron akong execute ngayon. What if this was day 1, day 3 text presets topic? Okay, so I'll type here day 1. Day 1. Ilagay ko siya dito. I'll duplicate it on top. Alt drag pataas ang duplicate. I taught you how to duplicate, right? Alt drag on top. I'll select the duplicate. Dalawa kasi sila dito eh. Day 1 text, duplicate naman si text, presets topic, duplicate and move, tapos topic. Day 3 pala, mali. Day 3 pala to, no? Day 3 text presets topic. Yeah, I guess that's fine. Hindi mo na ako mag font pairing. Okay, hindi muna. But i-align ko lang sila. Okay, hindi ko lang siya isabay for some reason. Now, I will use yung button editor kanina, yung margin or the guide and the ruler na tinuro ko. Kasi if you have them, I'll activate the ruler as well as the guide. How am I able to reset the guide? Hindi ko alam paano eh. Pero, papakita ko muna sa inyo how to get the guide. So, if activated si ruler tsaka si guide, I want to get the horizontal guide. So, dito siya kunin sa taas. Activate mo lang itong dalawa. Dito mo siya kunin. Hold, drag. So, para automatic siya makukuha mo dyan eh. And I'll just drag it here para alam ko saan yung parang like alignment lang nila. So, I will drag the text, click the text first. I'll just do my best na align siya. Okay. As well as the presets topics, I'll get another one on top. Saan ko po ba ito ilalagay? Align ko lang muna siya para may alignment tayo for the topic as well. I guess this one's fine. Maybe usog lang siya ng konti dyan sa right. As well as this one. Now, they don't have any shadow right now. I do created a shadow my own. Check ko, Ma'am Regine. So, I'll select these. I'll select them. All of them. Have you noticed that text shadow up na binigay ko? So, that's actually a shadow facing up. we can create this later on, but I'll just drag and drag. It's not a keyframe, hindi to preset, no? Ay, hindi to parang animation. Effect lang siya. So I'll select the rest of them and apply the text shadow up. So shadow siya na pataas. So it's like your text has a 3D gap, like parang may 3D siya. Parang ito talaga yung ilalim na layer. I can even drag the presets slightly on top pa. So parang naka-insert pa siya ng konti. It seems like there is a what class, no? Parang siyang may gap sila because of the shadow. So parang 3D talaga nangyari. Now, next thing I'll do, the reason why we separated them is I will try to put a preset. Maybe katulad kahapon, yung text slide up in, I'll count 5, 10, 15, 20. I'll use razor tool and cut each of their first 20 frames. And then to where they end, like they will end at 4 seconds, cut ko muna silang lahat. And atras ako ng 20 frames, no? 5, 10, 15, 20. Cut ko lang. Para hindi masyado mataas ang duration. I'll select the first 20 frames. Apply ko si text slide up in. I'll select the last 20 frames to each of them. I'd like to all of 4. Text slide up out. But if I'll play back, sabay siya. What if I want to separate them? So the manual way is I will select my clips, like layer 2, move them. But instead of doing that, let me show you another technique on how to move text. Deactivate ko muna to. Text, moving clips. How do we move a clip without moving it? Paano pa ba yun? May ganun? Paano ma-move yung clip without dragging it pala? So, select your clip. Try mong gumamit ng Alt and then arrow key. So, Alt or Option if naka-Mac ka and then arrow key. Left or right arrow key. Tell me what happens. CR muna ako saglit. Before we take our break, hold on. Execute mo muna. Tell me if nag-move yung clip mo. Okay, what happened after you selected your clip and nag-Alt, then right arrow key or left arrow key kayo? Your clip move. Sometimes it's faster to move clips this way. Because if you drag your clip kasi minsan ang layo ng mararating niya, no? Which is kind of annoying. So to have more precision in moving them, I use this. And then Alt arrow up and down then to move it to another, like to the top or bottom layer. Now, if you want to move your clips faster, Alt, Option kay Mac, Alt sa Windows, and sabayan mo na Shift. Alt Shift. Option Shift kay Mac, Alt Shift kay Windows. Right arrow key. Have how many times, how many frames is it jumping forward or backward? Hindi na siya gumagana sa taas. Sa sa same layer lang. It is jumping 5 frames. Is it working? I don't know how this one works. Okay, it's working. So, that's how I will move them para patas sila, no? May chances kasi what if OC kang tao? Gusto mo like patas talaga lahat, like equal lahat. So, gusto ko 5 frames ang gap nila. I'll select them, like like the next layer. Alt Shift, isang click para 5 frames, and then 5, 10. 5 frames ang gap ng each, no? Ang delay nila. So, if I play it back, You now have your own text animation. That's how I present my text. Then, if you want to use it your way, so napakadami mong magagawa. Like for example, I'll create another text. So dito tumatagal ang trabaho. Premiere Pro does have an auto captions, but if you wanted to have more control, like just like what you see just like what you have seen in Instagram, these are not like templates tapos automatically ganyan. Text clip per text clip talaga siya. Dapat lagyan talaga ng effort to have more control. Visual editing trends. I'll try to type the same word that he used. Visual, duplicate up. So before I decide where to put before I animate them, I decide first where they need to start or what's their exact position sa screen. At editing trends. I guess yung ginamit niya, Bebas New. What do you think, ma'am? Is he using Bebas New font? Paano niya na-drag yung text? Anong shortcut? Like, paano na-move or paano na-drag dito? Selection 2 lang. Just select your text here. Let me just change the font lang, ha? Bebas New bold. Mukhang bold yan eh. I guess so. Like for example, here's the text. Alt drag. Ito yung I'm selecting the top layer. So dalawa kasi yung nakapatong eh. Dalhin ko lang yung isa. Kasi duplicate yan eh. Nag-duplicate kasi tayo. What if walang duplicate? Walang duplicate. So alt drag. Select your duplicate on top. Select here first. Wala akong ginamit na shortcut. Selection 2 lang. Click lang ako dito. Like just how you normally move your text. Anong sinabi niyo dyan? Editing trends. And then duplicate. So I'll start here. Yeah, maybe I'll start somewhere here. Editing trends. That I've seen recently. So I'm not sure that duplicate. Pag super small, coach. Oo nga. So, try not to make it super small. Kasi if it's super small like this, ang hirap ma-move, no? So, kailangan ka mag-zoom in. Para lang makita mo. So, kailangan ka mag-zoom in. Or use hand tool to hover around and then adjust it. So, don't try to make it super small. Kasi hindi talaga mahawakan. We have the same problem. So, you need to zoom in. Dito sa zoom level. And then hand tool to go there. And then para may control ka. Pero just try not to make it really small lang. Okay? We have the same na issue din. Same problem. Nung ginamit niya dito?
Same reasons.
It's actually the same text. So, that guy is a masterpiece pagdating sa sound effect. Pero hindi,
Okay, so first up we've got this.
but I'm not sure anong font ginamit niya dito. Maybe I'll just try to use Montserrat. Maybe. No. Mukhang hindi Montserrat yung ginamit niya eh. Pero, yeah, mukhang hindi. Hindi din semi-bold. Gaku yan. Yeah, napakaganda ng work niya. Yeah, maybe I'll just put that here. Okay. Readjust ko lang to sila. Before I'll start to put some animation. Okay, so what if we try to put an animation here? So let's start, ha? Visual editing trends will be a blur effect. So 5, 10, 15, 20. Cut, cut, cut. Sabay silang tatlo. Blur in. Itong si pati yung video, no? Pati yung video nalagyan. Sorry, my bad. Sila lang. Blur in. And ito ding text clip. Foundation sans gamit niya. Itong ilalim. Wala akong foundation, no? Wala. So, I'll just stick with this one lang. Thank you, ma'am. I'll save that one. And, yeah, mukhang Helvetica yun. Duda ko. Wait lang ha. Mukhang Helvetica yun eh. Helvetica. You can find it online. Duda ko, Helvetica nga. Walang iba. Ito yung unang start. Yeah, mukhang Helvetica, di ba? Helvetica Bold. Makikita to sa internet. Sinali ko yan sa favorite fonts ko, di ba? If naalala nyo. Yeah, I'll cut the 20 frames and siya ay si slide up in lang. What if lang. So they won't show up. I'll just try to put the shadow up to all of them so that they have that shadow. And yeah, they will show up. Si visual, siya yung una. And then editing, move ko muna 10 frames. Si trends, 10 frames. So 10 frames gap. Si that I've, siya yung pinakalas. 10 frames gap nila. And boom. So class, I would love you to like present your text using this way. Option drag. So do you think that you're able to cover this in your day 3 assignment? If I'll let you put any text that you want. So even if itong GMTP text presets lang gamitin nyo, do you think that you're able to follow? Can you submit? Class? Actually, Bebas New, I want you to get this font. It's a really good font. Bebas New po. Bebas New. Nasabi ko to sa inyo nung una eh. Yeah. Kasali nga siya dito sa favorite fonts. Helvetica and Montserrat. So, ay, sige, sure. Thank you, ma'am. We'll also send it to our classmates. Class, I'll ask you again. Can you submit? Do you think that you're able to apply these GMTP text presets to your text clips? What do you think? Type 1 if you're good at that part. Ito po yung magiging day 1 assignment nyo. This is where it starts to get challenging, but also dito lalabas yung creativity ng isang tao or ng students. Anyway, before we take our break, I would love to share how I created these presets, no? Kahit isang movement lang. So, you listen carefully. This is optional. Yes, yan yung mag day 3 assignment tayo mamaya. Pwedeng lyrical video if you'd like. Pwede ding hindi. But I'll give you the criteria later on. Thank you, ma'am. Let me just... can you send this in the group, ma'am? Magbigay si ma'am ng font. Ano tong isa? Pareho sila. Ay, no. Na-duplicate pala ni ma'am. Yan, nag-send si ma'am ng foundation and open sans. So, nabigay siya ng font class, no? Extract nyo lang. Thank you, Ma'am Regine. Foundation. Nagbigay din siya ng Montserrat. I'll just install this foundation sans, all of them. Right-click, install. Kapag isang buong font, like maraming fonts, I select all, right-click, and install. That's what I do. Yes po. Enhance it na lang. Japoy. Tapos yung open sans. She's a bookworm in video editing and graphic design. Open sans. I'm not sure if I have this. Pero check ko lang. Baka kasi meron na ako nito. Duda ko eh. Meron na ako, so no. Hindi na. Right. Enter Lato. Ayan, nagbigay na si ma'am. So, tsagain na lang natin sa pag-download class ha. Anyway, so I will now proceed. Nakalimutan ko. Meron sana akong sasabihin. Oo nga, naalala ko na. I will give you a separate tutorial kung paano ko na-create itong aking presets. So, creating your own preset, no? Wait lang. How to create your own preset. Ito pala, no? This is a 30-minute tutorial which I created. Ako po yan, and that's how I created the GMTP text presets. It's always good to follow someone else's work. Wala namang original pagdating sa class, no? Pagdating sa creativity. The reason why it's good to follow someone else's work is while we're following them, we are also discovering more things. Na, uy, ganito lang pala ginawa niya, no? Like the font or their styles. Wag kayong pwede naman maging unique, but it's also good to have someone like your inspo para meron tayong idea. Kaya don't afraid to follow someone else's work. Pero day 1 class, day 1 class materials. How to create your own preset tutorial. This is free. I created this. Watch this in your extra time later on. And how to create your own preset. So, mag 5 minutes break muna tayo. 5 minutes bio break lang. Okay lang po ba, PC? Good. Siguro 8:05 na lang. 9 minutes. 8:05 p.m. Be back. Take your break. I'll see you around. Thank you, class. Don't leave. Be back. 8:05. Sige po. Bilis. Mabilis. Bilisan nyo na. The ordinary.
Huwag muna tayong umuwi.
All right. Thanks for waiting, class. Okay. Siguro no. Transform, transition. Okay. Type on if you're now back, class. Okay. Grabe, tawa lang ako. May nag-viral kasi sa Facebook yung nag-GTA dito sa Cebu. I'm not sure dito pa ba yun. Oo nga, dito. Share screen ko lang ha. Okay. Hold on. Alright, so we will now discuss this effect called transform effect. So kahapon, pinakita ko kayo ng glimpse. This is an optional effect, but this is one of my favorite effects because it's like the upgraded motion and opacity, but with a motion blur. This is what I use most in my own videos, no? Transform effect ang tawag dito, and meron ito sa effects panel. Lahat tayo meron na nito. So para tong, in short, it's like motion and opacity combined. Motion plus opacity plus motion blur. How does it work, no? Let's just have a text first, tapos i-animate natin yung text natin. So I'll have my text here. I'll create a text. Maybe I'll name it movie. I'll just rename it to, or I'll name it to my favorite, Gakuyen. Gakuyen is the Instagram of this guy if you want to follow him. Gaku lang ang kanyang YouTube. If you want to learn like tips and tricks, it doesn't like provide a full tutorial because I guess he has a course. I'm not sure. Yeah, mukhang meron siyang sariling course. Pero mga quick tips lang. Malaking tulong siya if you have a video editing knowledge na. So, malaking tulong na siya. But anyway, so I'll just change it here or put it in the center. I always put it in the center. If napapansin nyo, kapag like text presentation, I put it in the center. Practice pa lang eh. So, yeah, magaling na. Actually madali ang speed ramp. Ituturo ko yan by tomorrow. Pero magaling siya mag-shot. Yung shot kasi niya stable eh. Naka-gimbal siya. Tapos magaling talaga siya mag-angle ng shot. Magaling talaga siya na director. Pero we'll discuss speed ramping tomorrow. Anyway, so let's move on. Gakuyen, no? I'll put it on top lang para may space. It's okay if it's in the track 2 or track 3. It doesn't really matter if which track siya. Pero ilagay ko lang sa track 3 para may breathing space siya. So I'll select my text. I'll hide the text muna. Before it pala, sorry. In the text section, if you want to edit your text, kasi ang naturo ko lang sa inyo was the font, right? The font, the alignment. If you want to increase the font size, you increase it. Let me just change it to 100 lang. Then we slide down below, slightly lang down below. You'll find the appearance. You'll find their fill, which is the color of your text. Let's pick it faster. So this is the color box of your fill. You click it, this color picker box niya, lalabas yung color picker window. You're able to drag the slide here below. You're able to drag it, class, and choose which color you want. Like, what if I want yellow, but your font isn't yellow yet? How will I know if it's yellow? In this box that you see right now, this like gradient box, your picker is still in the white. You see this little circle? It's still in the white. That's why it's still white. If you want it to be black, then drag it on top. If you want it to be in like purely yellow to where your arrow is, then drag it in the yellow part. Or in the bottom right. Kung bottom right, exact talaga siya na color kung nasan yung arrow mo. And if you try to drag this arrow around, you're able to choose which color. Now, if you're not sure with these colors, pwede kang pumunta sa website na to. It's called colorhunt.co. Thank you, Sir Jed, for following. Hindi na ako ma-add. I'm not sure if ma-add pa ako. Pero, yan, hindi naman naka-lock account ko. You can always follow me, class. So, itong si colorhunt.co will give you a variety of colors. So, pwede ka makapili which color you want. Maybe yellow, teal. Teal is like sky blue. Mint, green, beige, brown. How about I'll try to choose white? So there are lots of types of white here. May parang grayish white. I'm not sure how it's called yung mga colors ha, pero what if you wish to have this color? Like itong color nito, gusto ko siya. So I will click this code. It will automatically copy. This is what we call hex code for colors. So if you're a graphic designer, Photoshop user, then definitely you know hex codes, right? So I'll just click this hex code. It will copy from this color. Click lang, it will just automatically copy. You go back to your Premiere Pro, you paste that hex code here. Control V. It will just follow. Tingnan mo. Click OK. I'll click this fill again. So if meron kang color na nagustuhan from there, or yeah, just click this. Saan po ba yun maganda? What if I like this one? Copy paste, okay, and there you go. You now have that color. So that's how you change the fill. Hindi muna tayo mag-gradient. There is a gradient here, but no, not yet lang muna. But yes, you can do gradients here. Now, stroke is the outline. So ngayon, ang stroke, yan yung white, nakikita mo. Saan ba mas recommend na mag-position na magpalaki ng text sa effect controls? Okay, good question. So, kapag magbuo ka pa sa text, I'll click undo muna ha. Hindi muna ako maglagay ng stroke. Kapag bago lang nabuo ang text mo, you will decide like how it like what's the size, how it looks like first before you go to the effect controls. That's what if napapansin mo, like I will reposition them. Saan po ba siya nakalagay? What will be the size? Like based on my visual, based on nakikita ko sa frame. Like this is your whole frame. And then if I will now do the animation, that's where I will adjust it in the effect controls na. So but I always make sure na dito ko siya nako-control ang kaniyang size and also its position. Pero pwede din dito, no? Pwede din dito, pero mas pabor ako sa way ko na pinapalitan ko siya prior going to the effect controls if I wanted to edit. If you get my point. Pero pwede rin dito, Cedric ha. But you're asking me, anong mas recommended? So, I recommended if bago lang buo yung text mo, I always like rescale them. Pero I can still like scale it down after. Pero ginagawa ko siya sa screen before I go to the effect controls. Di ba make sense? I'm not sure if, Ma'am Regine, is that your way? We have different ways kasi as a creative, but how about in your end, Ma'am? Like when it comes to like text placements before we do anything in the effect controls, what's like your first step? Effect controls and you do it here or sa screen muna tapos effect controls. Center alignment and reposition it from here. Center alignment lang ako ha. No, by the way, while waiting, may sinabi si Ma'am. I'm not sure. Same po, sa text effect controls muna, then saka na lang sa vector motion. Okay. Saka na lang dito. Good job. Pwede din actually, may vector motion kayo. I'll just explain that soon. Matatagalan kasi tayo ngayon. Dito muna tayo sa fill and stroke. So if you check this stroke, it's white. Supposedly, it must be on contrast. Like when I say contrast, it must be the opposite. So click ko si stroke, it must be darker, no? Anything like that's contrast to our that's contrasted to our fill, like opposite. Kasi white din si fill, white din yung inyong stroke. Paano makikita? Now, I'll just change it to black. You can also change the stroke width. You can make it thicker by dragging it to the end. You can make it thicker if you'd like. Like maybe make it 8 or maybe 2 or 1. Whenever I apply strokes, it really depends on your target ha. Kapag mga UGC videos, 15 is it's too thick, no? UGC, what's UGC? User generated content. I tried working for UGC videos before, pero barat yung mga client eh. 400 per video. Nako. So when you say user-generated contents, it somewhat looks like parang mga videos na yung mga sa TikTok. If 1,000 lang per 30 seconds kasi matatapos naman siya per like less than 2 hours kasi. Pero no, if 1,000 lang pesos, I would go for it. Pero for like 400 no. That's too low. So this is ideal sa mga UGC. Let's just go to YouTube na lang. So UGC videos. Okay. Yung mga ganito. Like mga feedback ng mga consumers, like user-generated content. And then them using, or usually it's captions. Tingnan mo, the font that they use, they usually put a background as much as possible, visible, visual ang text, no? So, hindi naman siya na dapat minimalistic yung style nila. Yes, sa CapCut actually ginagawa ang UGC. Sa CapCut siya ginagawa. Tingnan nito.
The UGC video example I did for my favorite nail company. It's the
Okay, so you will notice that they have thicker strokes. So, yan, thicker strokes for UGC. Pero, gusto ko minimalist, or minimalist po ba? Or, yeah, simple lang. I'll just use a thin stroke. Or, pwede kang mag-keep ng stroke mo and you uncheck the fill. Ano what's behind?
one that you asked me about.
Mas visible siya sa mata. Mas like makikita agad. You get my point? Mas makikita siya. Mas visual siya. Importante kasi na naka-bold yung text if possible. If you get my point. Attention grabbing. So, mas visual siya. Pwede din class ma-remove mo ang fill. You keep the stroke. You have it like this. You can have it like that. Actually, sa mga graphic designs, uso yung ganito. Yung dinuduplicate nilang kanilang mga text. And then maybe the topmost one is the one that has the fill. Maybe. Usually ginagawa din to sa mga, if nakikita mo sa mga graphic designs. So, yung iba naka-uncheck ang fill, yung iba naka-fill. So, you can also have it that way if you'd like. So, yeah, that's like removing your fill and keeping the stroke. Yeah, it's a style they also use in Canva. I notice it a lot. Now, background. So, ito yung nakita mong background na ginawa nila. Ayan, nasan po ba yung background ginawa nila? Yung sa video. Yeah, this one. Yeah, background. Just background lang. So, check ko si background. I'll change it to, anong color yun? White? Black lang siguro. Something black. I'll increase the opacity of the background as well as the size of the background. And if you want to have this like curved corners, just try to use corner radius. There you go. You have that background. But I will uncheck it. Lastly, what I like the most is the shadow. Favorite ko to. I'll check the shadow. Wala kasi itong shadow, no? Check ko si shadow. First is I'll change it to black. Second, I will change the blur to 0 kasi 40 yan. So, para klaro ang shadow mo. See this one? I'll increase the opacity. I can increase the angle to like I can drag the angle kung saan siya nakaharap by dragging the circle around. I can increase the distance, the size, the blur. But I don't do it that way. If you'll ask me, we have different styles. But if you want a really simple shadow, I rarely apply strokes to my text. So instead, I decrease the size, the distance, not that far. Pwedeng 0 or pwedeng not that far. But ang panalo talaga dito sa shadow is the blur. Because the more I increase the blur, the more it spreads behind the subject. The more it blurs or the more it softens the shadow behind. So, it looks like there's no shadow but there is a depth to your clip. Rather than not having a shadow, it's totally flat. It's like totally 2D. But if you apply a shadow, it's like a trick. Na para siyang nai-layer, para siyang lumilitaw, para siyang naka-lift, if you get my point. So, it's really up to our style. Pero this is what I recommend because this is my style. And that is what I've been doing since then. So, if mapakita ko ulit yung video na ginawa ko, I always use my videos as a sample kasi lahat naman nakikita mo dyan, I cover it in my training. And may mga shadow po yan na hindi masyadong napapansin, but there is a shadow. There is a shadow. Kasi sobrang flat na F lang shadow. So, take my advice. Di ba maganda? Pero it's still up to you. Meron ang na ano ko sa Facebook ko, which is this girl. Ano nga pangalan dito ulit? Tingnan niyo tong Facebook ko, Shoot Like an Editor. If nauna ka sa editing class, tapos you'll enter videography, malaking advantage siya. Kasi while you're shooting, you're already you're already creating a picture on what will happen on the editing part, which is related to my end. So, matagal akong editor, tapos bago na ako sa videography. So, when I entered videography,
I was going through my files and I found some important editing notes that I wanted to share.
malayo naman yung shadow niya. Meron siyang shadow pinakita last time, but yeah, I guess that's fine. Distance, pwede din ilalayo mo yung distance, no? But it really depends on the creator. Pero, distance siguro mga 1 lang. Ayan, so I have a shadow. Rather than not having it, I'll just have a shadow. Now, ang tanong, class, yung saving a preset na lang siguro is, I'll have you watch na lang dito. Would that be fine? Mas clear kasi dito. It's a 30-minute explanation on saving a preset. Doon sa na-post ko sa Facebook, panoorin nyo lang siya. 30 minutes yun. Batch 194. Yeah, panoorin nyo lang to This is 30 minutes. After the training na lang. Kasi ngayon, meron akong isang importante na topic i-discuss eh. So, I'll discuss another topic. So, wait lang ha. Mask with text, I don't use it. I mask my text differently. So, we will ignore this. I don't use this. And, yung text natin, may sarili siyang transform. So, if you will slide down all the way sa text, tingnan nyo, di ba may transform din sa inyo? Now, ito yung tanong kanina ni Sir Cedric. When we try to move our text directly in the screen, ang nagpapalit na position is the position of the text mismo. May sariling position kasi si text. May position sa video property, meron din position yung text mismo. Pati yung scale niya. If gusto mo tugma yung text mo, dito ka mag-rely. If gusto mo tugma sila. Dito ako nag-rely. Pero no, I rarely use this. I don't even animate here. So, pwede ko siya ma-hide lang. Yung transform. May sarili siyang transform kasi. Pero no, I don't use it from here. Click ko yung drop down. So, what if coach, I'll just put it in the center. What if I will create another text? Do you think that I need to do the whole thing again? Like, do I need to edit the entire font again kasi mag-create ako ng bago? What do you think, class? Once I click here, do I need to redo the whole thing? Kasi bagong teksto? Hindi na. Kung ano yung previous design mo, that will be yours. Design to your next clips. Pero I don't suggest saving it as a preset, Jed. Kasi medyo mas mataas siya na work. Mas easier lang if you'll just visit the text, the effect controls right away, rather than saving it. So mas easier siya if mag-control ka rin dito. Kasi sobrang bilis na lang if sanay ka na. So, pwedeng hindi na i-save siya. Or, if you'll just duplicate your text, pwede siya ma-save, pero I rarely do it and I don't suggest it. Mas suggest ko talaga na you'll visit the effect controls if you want to edit the text. Mas mabilis lang talaga. Anyway, so, if you're planning to create new text, follow what I usually do. I just duplicate them lang. Alt drag. Like if you're planning to create the same text, I'll drag and then just rename your text lang using type tool from here. Okay? That's what I do. Class, type 1, are we good on how to edit the font, the fill, stroke, background, shadow of our text? Pero pwede ito ma-save as a preset. Hindi ko lang muna i-discuss ngayon. But pwede. Thank you, Jed. So, we are out of time na din kasi. So, yeah. Anyway, let me proceed na. Ano nga yung sasabihin ko kanina? Oo nga, i-discuss ko si transform effect muna. So, in your effects panel, you search there. I'll delete my clip. Hindi ko lang i-delete. I'll search here transform. Can everybody find the transform in your effects panel? Thank you, Sir James, ha. Nakita ko yung chat mo. I'll drag and drop the transform from here. Ayan, there's the transform. Ulitin ko, no? I'll drag and drop the transform to my text, and here's the transform effect. What can it do? Katulad ng sinabi ko, it has position, scale. Meron siyang bago, skew, but I rarely use it. What it does is it creates this way, which para siyang mag-slant na distort. Skew and skew axis. Pero no, I won't be using the skew or skew axis. Si position, scale, rotation, and opacity lang ang habol natin dito. What if gagamit ako ng position? Instead of animating in the usual video property, starting from now on, I would love you to use transform effect and position ng gag. Dito na tayo mag-animate. This is applicable for image, for video, for text. Why? Especially if we're saving it as a preset. Let me explain later. So, at the start of the clip, i-cut ko lang yung unang second ng clip ko, ha. Ay, hindi muna. O, wala munang cut mangyari. So, at the start of the clip, maybe 1 second or kay 2 seconds niya para makikita natin ang keyframes. Dito lang ako mag-start mag-animate at 2. So, mag-start siya sa outer left si text ko, no? Mag-start siya dyan sa outer left. I will decrease the horizontal position. Dahan-dahan lang. Ayan. I'll activate it. Animation. Keyframe at exactly 2. From 2 going to 3 for 1 second, it goes back to the middle, so reset lang. If I'll play back, okay, it went in. I'll also create an outro. So from 4 seconds, add keyframe so that it doesn't move in between. From 4 to 5, it proceeds out to the outer right. So I will increase it slightly lang. So from outer left to the center going to the outer right. Okay. I will now right click the first keyframe. I will apply ease out. Right click second keyframe, ease in. Ease out, ease in, ease out, ease in. Dami ko pang gustong sabihin sa inyo, but we are out of time. Okay. Now, let me just expand lang. Zoom in. I wanted it to end early, so I will pull the handle backwards. Itong handles nila. Ni first pair and as like kay second pair, then push lang. Konting push lang, hindi ko lang isagad. Para mas mag-burst siya sa dulo. And dito din siya mabilis sa start sa first, like sa animation intro. So if I play it back, it went in and it went out. Okay. However, we don't have any of that motion blur. So how are we able to put a motion blur? Under the transform, you'll find there the shutter angle. Now, for safety purpose lang, like may chances kasi na hindi siya gumagana. Kaya para sure talaga nagagana siya, we'll uncheck the use composition shutter angle. So if I will uncheck the use composition for it to work, no? So yeah, uncheck mo muna to and then at shutter angle tayo. The maximum shutter angle is 360. That's the maximum value niya. you don't need to animate the shutter angle. There's no need to animate it. Just increase it. And anything that's happening to your transform, which is we use position, automatically, kung saan yung part sa clip mo na sobrang bilis ng velocity niya, ng speed niya, it automatically applies a motion blur. But at the time it starts to slow down, it will just automatically be clear. Siya na yung mismo mag-clear. And at the time it starts to go out, kung saan siya maging mabilis, automatic din siya mag-motion blur. But the motion blur is too strong right now because we use 360. Whenever I use it for my text, siguro mga 150 lang. Actually 120 para hindi masyadong strong ang blur. Why is it that that's advisable to apply motion blur? Mas realistic siya tingnan. It doesn't look like it's flat, but it looks real because you have that motion blur. Maybe 120 or 150 if sa tingin nyo wala na akong words, if sa tingin nyo anong bagay na motion blur sa inyong video. Basta kung mabilis ang speed ng subject mo, the more it applies a blur. Gets natin si shutter angle. So no magic trick needed here. Reset lang, 0 siya mag-start. You just need to increase it. The more value na gamitin mo dito, the more na mas stronger ang shot ng kanyang motion blur. Questions on how shutter angle works? Type 1, na-gets po ba natin yung kanyang use? That's the whole reason on why we use transform back, kasi siya lang yung merong shutter angle. Adobe After Effects is still like Premiere Pro because it's like keyframing. Like it's related because it's still Adobe, pero may built-in si After Effects na isang click may motion blur. Sa atin, kailangan pa natin ng transform effect para makuha si shutter angle. So, yeah. It's not just position that we can like animate, rotation as well. Like, let me deactivate position and reset it. What if at exactly 2, mag-rotate tayo ng kahit isang beses lang. Animate, rotation, going to 3, it will be 360 at 3 seconds. No? From 2 to 3, isang ikot lang. There's even a motion blur na nga. But what if I will apply ease out and ease in here? I will push and pull. Dahan-dahan lang. So, yeah, you see that shutter angle, no? Kesa wala siya. So, if I'll reset the shutter angle, very flat siya, no? Smooth siya, but it still looks flat for me. But if you apply that, maybe 120 is fine. The more faster it is, the more it produces blur. Mas realistic siya. Which one do you like? Do you want your text to have the motion blur or walang motion blur? Which one do you think fits? With motion blur, correct. It's always good. It's always good to have that motion blur, class. Mabigat nga lang to, but hopefully it works. Okay. Now, one more effect before we proceed. I'll use scale. Just like yesterday. Hopefully, it will work. Yung nag-lag siya yesterday. I'm not sure what happened. So, at exactly 2 seconds, mag-start siya 0 scale. No. Hindi negative. Mag-upside down siya. Mga 0. Ay, hala. Oo nga, no? Ito yung problem ko kahapon. Pati yung clip nag-blackout siya. Maybe 1. Pagbigyan natin 1 lang. Yeah, 1 lang na scale. Yung 0 kasi parang I'm not sure what happened. So 1 lang siguro. Nag-bug siya. Animate scale at 1. Pagdating kay 2.5. Pagdating kay 3 seconds, dapat na siya dito, mga 120. Okay. Now I will ease out. So 1 lang, no? I'm not sure why. But 1 lang. Kasi if 0, parang siyang naglag but 1 lang. Pagbigyan lang natin. 1, hindi naman siya nakikita kahit 1. So 1 to 120. Consider natin si 1 as 0. Ease out, ease in. May mga bugs talaga, class. I'm not sure why. Push, slightly lang, and pull. Bali, dito siya maging mabilis almost to start. Play natin. Katulad kahapon nag-lag, no? Ngayon hindi na. Actually, pwede mo ngang lagyan ng motion blur na maybe 200. Tapos, halfway, or maybe, yeah, maganda siya yung pag-scale up niya. You have that blur. Or I'll deactivate the scale. Reset ko siya. At exactly 2 seconds, siguro mag-start siya ng 80 lang, no? 80. Activate ko scale. Tapos, pag 3 seconds niya, maging ano siguro to, mga 110. Or maybe mga 115 lang. It's quite slow. Let me try to decrease their gap. Mga 20 frames lang siguro. Okay. Or maybe mga 1 second lang. That's fine. I'll ease out and ease in here. Push and pull. Tingnan natin yung outcome dito kung ano yung pakana ni Premiere Pro. Minsan pinapahiya pa tayo dito ni Premiere Pro, no? Play natin siya. Yeah, let me try to decrease the gap. Mga 20 frames lang siguro. Para mas quick siya. Okay. I'll put the motion blur, maybe 360. But at the time where i-timing ko talaga, isakto ko si playhead dyan, I will cut my text and then I'll change it to Gakuyen YouTube. What if I cut it and I replace the text? Tingnan mo yung... Hopefully it works. Tingnan mo. It actually looks awesome. Yeah, parang seamless siya. For me, it's seamless type of changing your text. Parang na-cut off natin siya in between sa animation kung saan siya nag-scale up. How about I'll click undo lang? How about I'll edit the scale? Ngayon, gumana siya, no? Kahapon kasi wala eh. Maybe mga 7s eh. And then, the second keyframe, mga 120. Tapos, playback. It's, okay. Okay, playback ko siya. It's kinda quick. Maybe 15 frames lang. Tingnan natin kung gaano siya kabilis. I-compress ko pa ang kanyang gap. Kako yan, and then hanapin ko yung gitna. So, it's a matter of, this is optional class ah. It's like, nag-experiment lang ako dito. And I'll cut it in between, kung saan yung gitna ng peak sa velocity, yung sa speed graph. Gaku yan, gaku lang. And what if like this lang? Hindi siya maganda dito. Pero yeah, you can use it this way if you'd like. Yan yung ginawa ko. Once again, in this sample video, if you have seen this part sa text. Tingnan nyo ito.
And keyframes. Make your clips move, zoom, slide, and pop.
And slide and pop. From slide to
And
pop.
pop using
Yan lang ginawa ko. It's not a
and
template.
pop using frames. And pop using
So, slide, nag-cut ako in between, tapos pinalitan ko yung text. That's how I did it. Nagets nyo yung process? Nagets nyo yung process? Cut in between para seamless lang ang kanyang pagpalit sa text. Because of the motion blur. Yan, si motion blur yung reason kung bakit unnoticeable siya. Pero noticeable ngayon because of the words. But anyway, that's your transform effect. So, class, meron pa ako ituturo tomorrow sa transform effect, pero do we now recognize who transform effect is? Watch this tutorial na nabigay ko kasi transform effect ang ginamit ko dyan. So this will be to create the preset para malaman nyo paano ko nagawa ang preset ko. Okay? Motion blur, Williard. It produces motion blur sa fast parts, the fast movements ng inyong text animation sa if doon ka nag-keyframe sa transform effect. You're welcome, you're welcome. Okay, so let's proceed to overlays. What exactly is an overlay? There are lots of categories inside an overlay. And this is one of my favorite because it's seamless. Yeah, showing you that video again, you have noticed that I use light leaks. Tingnan mo yung part na to. Ayan, ito na part.
We'll break down day by day.
So nakita mo yung light na parang dumaan?
We'll break down day by day.
Those are what we call light leaks or cineburns, and that is a part of the overlay
Day 1.
na video. Overlay is a video, okay? Pwede siyang film grain, pwede siyang light leaks, pwede din siyang texture, or maybe mga frames. Okay. Now, let me gather my clips first. Gusto ko yung light leaks kasi quick siya, seamless, like super clean. Kaya gusto ko si light leaks. Every 2 seconds, I'll cut my clip muna ha. Okay, this one lang. Random lang siguro. Ay, paulit-ulit, no? Paulit-ulit. Lake, tapos lake naman. Hanap tayo ng ibang clip na lang siguro. Yeah, how about this one? Ay, kaso 720. Set to frame size ko na lang to, no? Para, actually, class, yung set to frame size, shortcut yan ng scale up. Tingnan mo. Right-click, set to frame size. Diba, nag 150 yung scale. So, if gusto mo mag-shortcut, set to frame size ka, pero you still need to scale up. Yep. If gusto mo mag-scale up from the effect controls, then scale up. Scale up ka lang. Okay, so there you go. Clip 1, 2, 3, 4. Ma'am Regine, i-accept mo po yung papa-commission ko sa inyo. Go po ba tayo doon? 0, 3, 4. Wala na akong time mag-edit kasi. Okay. Ayan, thank you, ma'am. Now, we will go to YouTube. And let's watch Think, Make, Push. Think, Make, Push is a channel. I'll give you the URL. Or search mo lang Think, Make, Push. This guy is Think, Make, Push. So, he creates...
Hey everybody, this is
He creates light leaks from scratch, no? I'm not sure how this guy made these, but he's a genius when it comes to overlays. Okay. Now, but we will just use his ready-made. Is it free? It's not saying that it's free, but if you will use someone else's video, especially in YouTube or anything, if you're only using less than 5 seconds from that footage class, you won't incur any copyright. So these are like minutes of or seconds of like almost a minute of compilation sa light leaks, but we're not going to use straightly 5 seconds kasi. Na like nagtataka po ba kayo bakit yung mga punchline ginagamit sa mga YouTubers? Sobrang dami mga punchlines, pero putol-putol. If they will straightly use it for more than 5, there's a chance that they will incur copyright. Walang nagsasabi kung kailan ka magka-copyright. But based on the theory lang that the safest duration, if you're planning to grab someone else's clip, is lesser than 5 lang. And light leak doesn't exceed 5. They're just like quick lang, like super quick, no? Like for example, film leaders, cinemarkers with sound effects. Okay. Okay. Medyo matagal lang. I need a quicker one. It's quite long. Hanap kong quick. Quick. Pero marami ka naman makikita from him. Maybe let's just search his popular. Ano yung popular niya? Ito yung pinaka-popular, no? Wala lang siyang sound effects, so you really need to create a sound effects for it. Pati nga ito. This was... Yeah, what if you like that one, no? So I'll copy the URL. I'll go to, you know, which one? Cobalt.tools. Copy the URL and download it as a video. And I'll search this one. Download ko siya as a video. Is Cobalt.tools applicable for Mac? Accessible po ba siya? Sino po ba nagmamac? Sino po ba yan, no? Forgot. Naalala ko. CJ Mac, naka-Mac, di ba? Batch 1 and 4. So, class, it is an MP4 class, no? It's a video. So, I'll just drag that from here. Ito siya ngayon. Hindi ko nakikita, no? Baka hindi ko pa nag-download. Hindi pa ako nag-download. Ito, meron na pala. So, ito. Okay. It's a video class. So, MP4 lang to. Now, it's your job to just... This is what I like about Premiere Pro because may source view tayo dito. So, dito yung parang preview. Dito lang tayo kukuha. And then like, in and out. And then just drag it to your timeline. Especially if it's like this. Okay, what if I like that one? I click I to where it needs to start. And O. Ganun lang. And then I'll drag that video. Tapos yung audio, isabay ko din. Sa ilalim lang. Now, your first job is itong part na maraming light. Diyan yung part na magpalit yung clip mo. Yan yung distraction. So, light leaks, you don't need transitions like glitch, slide for you to apply transition. Any forms of distractions or style from transferring one clip to the other is called a transition. Pwedeng timing sa sounds na simple cut lang. So, match cut, like napakadaming forms of transition as long as you put style into it rather than just like a simple cut lang. So, itong part na nag-cover sa buong light, sa buong screen, yan yung isentro ko sa clip 1 and 2 ko. And then, isabay ko lang si sound effect below. I'll just lower down the volume, maybe -11. So, it's the light that I'm after. It's this black background that we're not after. So, how are we able to remove that black background? By changing the blend mode of our overlay video. Blend modes. How to remove dark BG, dark background. How to remove white BG. Okay, we select this video. It's a video still. I'll go to the effect controls. And this is the best time to visit the opacity blend mode. Super easy. In the blend mode, there are lots of blend modes na mapagpilian mo. Depende sa kung ano po yung target nyo. Honestly, I haven't tried like searching all of the reasons, like all of the blend modes, like what's their purpose, no? Pero if you're not able to choose the right blend mode, it doesn't work fine. Okay? But removing dark backgrounds class is actually lighten or screen. Maraming reasons, especially if you're a graphic designer, part na siya, no? So, lighten or screen, tingnan mo. If I'll choose, tingnan mo, lighten, darken, hindi, it works different. Lighten is much stronger. It removes more dark background. But screen is more softer kasi not totally na ma-transparent yung light mo. So, it's either one from the two. Lighten or screen. Pili ka lang, sino dyan? Well, the light will be kind of transparent, but importante na wala yung black background. So, if I'll play it back, you now have that seamless transition. It doesn't play back because it's a bug. I will just refresh my desktop, right-click, refresh, go back here, play back. There you go. Very seamless, no? Magaan pa, walang mabigat, walang stress sa PC mo kasi overlays are just videos. Okay, if you'd love to choose another one, ganun lang pala yun. Yung mga light leak nakikita mo, Well, Mr. Horse does come with a light leak. Kaso yung light leak niya fix eh. Ito lang yung light leak niya. Baka makakita yung ibang editor, uy, light leak lang ginamit niya Mr. Horse, no? Medyo general kasi to, medyo nakikita ko to sa ibang mga editors. Pero, if gusto mo unique, you can try to use the think, make, push. So, pili ka nung trip mo na gusto, na overlay, or maybe a light leak. When's the best time to use it? Sa kasal, napapansin ko to, but not all the time that binubugbog nila. Berna, na joke lang. Binubugbog nila to ng light leaks, no? Ang ilang mga overlays. So, let me just drag that here. Timing ko lang. It's not covering the whole screen, but that's given. I'll just drag the audio here. Tapos, change the blend mode. Yan na hindi ko alam, Gwen. Maybe watch this video how this guy makes. Yung video niya, yan hindi ko pa alam. Siguro mga films or how did it work? Sige, sure. Yung bouquet, it's actually in the immersive video, pero hindi masyadong kagandahan eh. It's in the video transition, VR light leaks, but it's not that good. Ayan, thank you, ma'am. Class, actually, save this one. This is your cheat sheet for blend modes. Thank you, ma'am, for sending. I'll put it in my downloads, no? Blend mode cheat sheet. So, removing the lightens the image and removes black. So, add, lighten, screen, color dodge. Okay, lighten and screen. Darken and multiply is also one of our favorite. Yes, it applies to all. Thank you for bringing up, huh? That's your after or your blend modes cheat sheet. Mag-remove tayo ng dark background right after. Okay, so next to it, what if we will look for frame overlay? Ano po ba yung mga frame overlay? Yung mga film overlay. One that looks like this, mga box like this one. Paano po ba yan nagagamit? Yan, napakadami makikita mong ganito online. It's really up to you on how you'll be using it. Pero, yeah, what if I like maybe this one? Pwede ito? Pwede po ba ito? Pwede ito? Yeah, maybe not that one. Maybe ito lang siguro. This one. So I'll still use cobalt.tools to download it as a video. Si Main Mendoza ng ng Manila. Download ka na ito. Regine, batch 194. Si Ma'am Regine. Okay, let me just drop this one. Play back this one. Okay, so tingnan nyo to. I have found this one once sa isang music rap, like rap music video. Parang mga VHS, mga vintage style na mga videos. So we drag it up. We go to the blend mode, into the effect controls, and change the blend mode to kapag white BG class ha. So since nagsan na si ma'am ng cheat sheet, darkens the image and removes the white. So removes the white. That is darken or multiply. I'll change it to darken or multiply. Darken is a lot stronger, so it removes the vignette. Vignette is like yung black backgrounds in the surrounding, like black corners. So we'll choose vignette instead. So multiply. Playback. It doesn't play back, so naglag siya. Let's go back here. Napakadaming blend modes makikita mo online, class. Like what if you'd like to include fire particle overlay? Eh, hindi ka magka-copyright. Like, gusto mo mga fire particle overlay? Yes, you can just grab this, download the video lang, and just change the blend mode. Since darken yun, then just try to change it to, ano matawag doon ulit? Yeah, before we end, hold on lang ha. Change it to lighten our screen. Ginamit yan dito, coach. Mabenta po yan sa vintage aesthetic. Maganda nga siya, no? Nasan? Yeah, this one. Correct. Actually, class, we can create this our own din. We can create this our own. Itong style, we can have that. We can create this manually. Pakita ko sa inyo din. Pero yes, ginagamit siya for rap videos as well. Maglalagay ako ng class ng ito yung pinakataas na layer. Ay masking yan. Unfortunately, if hindi gumagalaw yung subject, fortunately, if kaya lang na hindi gumalaw yung subject, kaya ni Premiere Pro, but if gumalaw na, After Effects na siya. I'll change it to screen or lighten. I'll play it back. Pero wag muna yung ibang usapan pa kasi yung behind the subject eh. You have that fire overlay at the same time that VHS, the light leak. So that's generally the overlay. And before we wrap up, how are we able to create something that looks like the one that you have seen in Instagram earlier? Nasaan po ba yung pinakita ko kanina?
Why your Are you still struggling with
आफ्टर इफेक्ट्स का फ्लो प्लगइन के बारे में तो सबको पता ही है.
What if you had the skills to create?
Here's how to slow down.
Patay kita, ba? Yeah, how was he able to create this type of like text? Yan, paano po ba yan? That's super easy. I'll try to do that right now. I'll try to type here. 2025. What type of text is he using? I'm not sure what type of text is that, pero I'll just minimize my tracks, put it up. I'll just duplicate. Yes, if hindi lang mag-move, kaya naman. Tuturo ko yan by day 5, no? Masking. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's centered, but I guess not. Pero yan ko lang siguro dito. Hindi bagay yung font pairing dito. Hindi siya bagay. But anyway, how about I'll change the blend modes of these texts to class, take note. Ang ginamit po nila dito is difference. Difference na blend mode. And boom, you now have that. Just change the blend mode of your text clip na difference. Di naman nag-play, no? I'll just drag the playhead na lang. So you have that type of text. Walang iba, kundi si, lang class blend mode difference. Paano yung nagwe-wave the text? That's not done in Premiere Pro. That's actually done in AE. Yan, parang nag-wave siya. Pero, I guess we can do that using transform. Tingin mo, Ma'am Regine, transform effect or AE to? Yung parang nag-wave siya. Or maybe if it's a plugin. Pero wag mo na yung wave text Wala pa tayo sa part na yan. Yeah, this one. Parang nag-wave siya. Try ko nga transform effect. Transform. Try ko nga si transform. Yes po, we're actually done. So thank you so much for tonight. I will post the assignment right after this sa criteria ng assignment tonight para alam nyo anong gagawin, class, ha. So actually, let's call it a night tonight. Thank you so much for joining, class. Yeah, masyadong smooth yung wave, eh. Pwede namang skew axis. Like, dahan-dahan lang. Pero, yeah, pwede naman. Pero masyadong advanced to. Wag muna kayo mag-try. Pero, maybe mga 3. 2 lang. I'll change the skew axis up until the end. Maybe nakailang ikot siya. Try ko lang. Yeah, you have that wavy, no? Medyo nagwe-wave siya. I'll copy that transform. I'll paste it to 2025 so that they have both. You see that wave? I'm not sure if it's like AE, but I guess AE. And a wave, no? As you can see, nag-wave siya. Pero no, don't try it yet right now. I don't suggest it. There are lots of things that you need to focus on. These are not essential kasi. Trust me on what's essential. Follow my advice. Yung mga tinuturo ko, yun yung mga essential. Pero yeah, that's the transform effect. So class, for the assignment tonight pala, ito po yung gagawin natin. Any questions for tonight? Any questions for the overlays, the Mr. Horse, the presets, and the transform effect so far? Class, type 1 if you're good tonight. And ready na po ba kayo? Napakadami kong tinuturo, no? Kaya medyo overwhelming siya. Just review back the recording, execute please para mas maintindihan nyo. Kesa naman tinitipid kayo. Okay, so anyway. Thank you, Ma'am Riza. You just came, I guess. Thank you din, Sir Paul. Thank you, thank you. Now, moving on, ang assignment po natin tonight is hold on lang, ha. Hinahanap ko yun, eh. Ay, okay. Kanina pa lang. Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Hold on lang, class, ha. Saglit lang. Ito, nakalimutan ko yung pangalan niya. Randall man siguro, Randall. I guess Randall yun. Hold on lang, ha. This one. So, I would love you to create a commercial type na video. What do you mean about commercial? Like, for example, you're trying to create an ads for a food or for a food shop or restaurant shop. You create any text that you want. I'll talk about sound effects soon. So yeah, gumamit siya ng transitions and ni-timing lang niya sa sound, sa music as well. It's like you're trying to advertise something. So choose like the best words, like any words that you think. Now, napaka-strict ko when it comes to font choices. May times kasi ang assignment ni student, sample lang to, sorry if I need to give a sample. Their fonts, or especially the font colors, doesn't really match on the video. Like for example, ang ginamit nila na font blue. How is blue related to this? Di ba hindi siya bagay? Or maybe pink ginamit nila, or just try to use a simple font. Maybe a white, or don't ka sa colorhunt.co. So, simple is good. You don't really need to exaggerate it. Okay? Yeah, actually, a simple yellow lang with a shadow, like may shadow to behind. That's really good. As long as it's visible, it's clean, then you're good. Just try to put some smooth slides. Then you're fine. Konting transitions. I would love to see your work here. So, you can try to choose, ano po ba yung gusto mo na materials? You can try to use pexels.com. Maybe ako yung mag-provide sa footages tomorrow, ha, but in this case, kayo pa yung mag-provide sa footages nyo sa day 3 nyo. So, like for example, you'd love to search landscape. What if you love to have landscape videos and then you create a story? So, depende kung anong gusto nyo. Or maybe if you love kids, why not kids? So, there are lots of kids na videos. Or maybe you want animals. Free din si Pexels po. Free po siya. Ito po yung mga website. Wag dito sa atong sponsored. Yun yung may bayad, yung magaganda. Ito may bayad. Dito ka sa mga free lang. I'll post that one tonight. So day 3 assignment. By the way, class, sino po bang gustong hahabol sa ating presets once again? Upsell muna ako real quick lang, ha, if it's fine. Promote lang ako. Transitions, motion graphic templates, colors, $399 for the preset package and level 2 course ko for only $499, a total of $900 overall, but I'm only selling it for only $600 for the entire package, the level 2 and the presets, if it's purchased within this week. So, up until Friday, pati lots, kasama na. May free lots ako sa inyo, meron ding mga paid lots. So, Ma'am Gwen, sige, message me. Can you message me in my account? Walang ibang Jeff po dito. And then, just send me your Gmail and your full name and I'll send the access to you. I can give the access tonight na Cedric, Ma'am Riza, and then kahit mag-pay na kayo by Friday na. Uy, grabe si Gcash, no? Pati ChatGPT maka-generate na ng Gcash, di ba? Pati mga BPI. Nako. Yung mga receipt. I-check ko pa nga ang sheets ngayon sa batch nyo. I-check ko pa siya. Kasi if na confirm talaga na receive, so mag-inventory pa ako mamaya. Na AI na. Ang sakit. Okay, so we really need to confirm. Anyway, so please message me in my account sa mag-order. You can just pay later, get it tonight. Full name and Gmail lang, message me. So message mo ako, ha? Thank you, class. Batch 194. Day 3 class materials. Day 3 assignment. Create a promotion type video. Create a promotional type video. Yes, message me sa sino man, walang ibang Jeff nagpo-post dito, so i-message mo ko. I-message request lang agad yung full name and Gmail mo. Kasi yan yung ipapasok ko sa System.io. Kailangan ko kasi ng full name and Gmail nyo para mapasok ko kayo dito sa level 2 course. I need the name kasi. So that's why. Here. So if mag-add ako ng student, yeah. Anyway, that's for the level 2. Yung After Effects pala, I will announce, mag-enroll kayo. Mag 15 students minimum ako sa After Effects ko. Thank you, thank you. I'll chat right after the training, ha? Salamat, salamat. Now, yeah, dito muna ako sa day 3 natin. Hindi ko kayo sisingilin agad sa assignment. I'll give you 2 days to finish it. So Friday ang deadline dito. Choose any contents, whether food or animals or kids or sceneries or maybe landscapes. So marami kayong pagpipilian. Live siya. Live and recorded and certificate din kapag complete na. Wulong Photoshop course po. Now, make sure to apply presentable text animations. Apply transitions. Choose simple fonts. Choose any music or the music I provided in day 3. So, meron pala akong, no, hindi na ako makagawa. Kasi busy na ako, Ma'am Regine. Kaya magpapakommission nga ako sa inyo eh. So, tingnan nyo to. Itong binigay ko na day 3 class materials, may kasama yan music background. Maganda. Yan. You just lower the volume. So, pili kayo dito sa music. You can also choose the ones that I provided. Yung maganda ditong na-collect ko. Gumawa ka, ma'am. Premiere Pro, Ma'am Regine, ha? Dapat Premiere Pro. I would love to see your work as well. Choose any music or the music I provided in day 3. Materials. Once done, upload it here. So dito makikita ang creativity ng student sa ating day 3. Ma'am, sa Envato ako, nakasubscribe kasi ako kay Envato before, ngayon hindi na. 2K a month, mahapde. Mabuti if meron kang ka-half dito. Meron kang like, ka-half na. Or may nagbebenta naman, 2K a month lang. So, medyo mahapde lang si Envato. Once done, upload it here sa drive na to. Class, sa mag-purchase sa presets in my level 2, message me and I'll send the access to you right after, no? Batch 194. I'll see you tomorrow. Day 4 is one of my favorite class. Make sure to be here. I'll provide the materials prior in the class tomorrow. I just want you to be there lang, ha? So, make sure to be here tomorrow. Uy, nagbigay ng sound effects si Ma'am Regine. So, check nyo siya. I-upload ko pala kay Randall na video, no? Actually, may mga lapses pa rin to kay Randall. Like, mga corrections. Pero, still good. Still good. Actually, for sound effects, like for example, ihina ako. Hold on lang, ha. Balik muna ako. Ito yung text ko. Saglit lang. Whenever you apply a sound effects, like for example, lagyan ko to ng swipe up, okay? Yung slide in na GMTP, no? Slide in and then slide out. You mean how to apply sound effects, ma'am? Riza? Or no? I'll apply text slide up out here. So slide in, slide out. Now, I gave you a package of sound effects. Hindi naman masyadong karamihan to, pero extract nyo lang. Kapag mag-apply kayo ng sound effects, you need to feel it. Like, ano po ba yung bagay na sound effects for your animation? Walang magsasabi if that's the right or wrong sound effects. You just need to listen. Babagay-bagayin mo siya. So, sabi nyo nagbigay na sound. Yes, in the day 3 materials, sorry. Yes po, itong sa day 3 materials, kasama dito sound effects. Hindi lang masyado marami. Wait for me ha. Hold on, give me like 1 minute. Zap Splat, thank you. Try natin search sila. So, tingnan nyo to. Now, whenever you apply a whoosh, it doesn't mean kung saan nag-start yung effect mo na nag-animate, doon din magsabay yung sound effect. Sound effects, like, yeah, they don't need to show up at the same time kung saan yung clip mo. It's a matter of timing. Let me just lower down the sound effect. Kapag sound effect, I rarely use the full volume. -10 to -12 lang. So, kung saan pumasok yung text ko, maybe that's where the whoosh will start to show up. It's a matter of timing. And then I can like duplicate it to where it starts to go down. This is where it starts to go out. Or maybe it's quite advanced. Let me just put a delay. Okay, let's try to search the Zap Splat na sinabi ni ma'am. Now, whenever I apply din light leaks, kapag light leak, no? Kapag light leak yung aking linalagay, like what if I like this one, no? I'll just change it to screen. Pwede nga mouse click. Minsan mouse click yung nilalagay ko. But that's too much, no? Grabe naman. I know, no, wag na lang yan. Camera shutter. I also included camera shutter here. Just lower down the volume. Like maybe lower down. Try natin, babagay-bagayin kasi natin siya, class, no? Pero whenever I apply them, I don't just apply sound effects. Sound effects is another thing that you need to master. It's not just taught, but it's based through experience. It's by troubleshooting. Now, whenever I apply a sound effect, what if the word that you're trying to tell, or if it gets intense, I usually apply, like for example, maglagay tayo dito ng text effect, maybe sound. And I'll animate it gamit ang transform effect. Starts at 1 scale. 1 lang siguro. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It became siguro 120 after a second. So, i-ease out ko lang to and ease in. We push and pull. I'll also apply the shutter angle, maybe 300 lang. Which is the part where dito siya na part sa may 2.4? Hindi po. Bali, Adobe Audition is more into like music videos or sound. Yeah, it's also sound design. Pero I just get sound effects lang online. Like for example, I'll try to put the riser. When's the best time to use a riser? I'll just open my project na lang siguro. So I'll open another project as well. I'll open my this project. Ay hala. Hindi ko muna masasagot yan, Jed. I'll discuss that by day 5 lang, ha? Medyo bataas-taas siya na explanation. Check at this part in my intro where I zoomed out. I actually put here a sound effect na, I'm not sure anong sound effect to. Gears. So I also gave that to you. So nag-provide din ako ng gears. Ito siya. And also nag-provide din ako ng heavy whoosh, which is this one. And I've compiled it here.
Gusto mong matuto
Whoosh and gear, sinabay ko.
Gusto mong matuto mag-edit ng video pero hindi mo alam
And then a quick whoosh.
kung saan magsisimula. I got you in just 5 days.
Now, this part is the best for me. Because I tried to put a riser.
I'm Coach Jeff, your Premiere Pro expert. I have trained over Premiere Pro expert. I have trained
So, there are 3 sound effects for this to happen. The riser, the impact,
I have trained
and as well as the whoosh.
I have trained
Now, what happens if isabay natin to sila? So, I'll include a riser. I'll drag that here. Okay, I won't include that. Parang nasa cashier ka, no? I'll just stop from here lang. Cut ko lang siya. And I'll just lower the sound. Mga -9. So we have the riser. I will also put an impact sounds. So this is where you will get resourceful pagdating sa sound effects. Kasi hindi ka naman magka-copyright dito kasi you're not using more than 5 seconds isang sound effect, no? Let me try to use the one Mom provided sa zapsplat.com. I haven't really tried that. I have seen that a lot of times before. Yan yung recommend sa mga mga creators. Get free. Oh, yeah. Sound effects talaga siya, no? Impact. Paano malaman yung free? Do I need to log in? Paano malaman yung free dito? Do I need to log in, ma'am? Ay, pangit naman yan na impact. Hanap tayo ng ibang impact. Ah, ito, no? Ah, okay. Meron naman. I'll just search your impact na lang. Wow, thank you. Do I need to log in, ma'am? Hindi na, no? Ah, ito yung may bayad. Maganda sana to eh. I'm not sure. Mukhang hindi to. Mukhang free to. I'm not sure if MP3. Oy, ano ko. Siguro i-record lang. Wala ba siyang walang parang watermark na audio? Pwede pong i-record lang. Maganda siya, no? I'll try YouTube na lang siguro. I'll search here impact sound effects. Anong gagawin, ma'am, kapag premium siya? Ano yung hack dito? I-record natin. So this is where I got it. There are different types of sound effects kasi class. Since nandito na ako, sasabihin ko na lang sa inyo, no? There is the whoosh, which there are zoom ins, mga slide, we put some whoosh in it. So yung mga that's whoosh, okay? Risers yung may tense. That's what we call risers. Whenever you're almost at the peak of the content or the words, then that's the riser. Then there's the impact, which is we have sub-drop sounds naman from the paid bundle. Okay. We have whoosh, we have glitch, there are glitches, there are glitch, there are camera shutter, yung parang mga click. Okay. Camera shutter. And yeah, let's just stick with them lang. And follies. Follies are, ano po ba si follies? Yan yung parang mag-open ka sa cabinet, yung mga natural sounds sa surrounding. Yung mga mouse click is also foley, mga crack, mga footsteps. Those are follies. Medyo matagal lang paghanap dito. Medyo dyan ka matatagalan. Pero dito lang tayo sa common sound effects, which is whoosh, impact. So impact, dito ako sa impact. I'll just use Cobot.tools, our best friend. And in and out kay source view. So yeah. Wow, thank you, ma'am, no? Add nyo si ma'am. Kompleto yan si ma'am. Bali, lahat sa mga ano to? Bakit naging dalawa to? Lahat ng mga colorum online alam ni ma'am. No, joke lang. Pero yes, maraming website na resourceful si ma'am, in short. So yeah, I can just like ask her. Ask in the GC or ask her. Lahat ng mga illegal na alam ni ma'am, no? O, joke lang. So dito tayo sa batch 1 and 4. Cinematic impact. Tingnan nyo, class. It's a matter of mixing. Bakit mukha ko yan? Wait lang, ha. Yeah. Wag lang yan. That's too much reverb, but let me try the first one. I'll click I and O here. So, kung saan mag-start, let me just lower down. Siguro mga negative 10, 11. So, kung saan mag-peak ang riser, that's where your impact will also enter. Tingnan nyo. Although, it doesn't just match kasi medyo base yung hanap ko na impact eh. Pero, that's too loud. Yeah, that one's good, but it's quite short. Dito ma-challenge class kasi pati ako if explain ko sa inyo to. It's a matter of trial and error. Testing. Sound design isn't easy. That's why there is a team for sound design. There's a team for the rough cuts actually this is another learning. It's super easy in how to apply a sound effect. Is it super easy? Drag and drop ka lang, sound lang yan eh. Ang problem lang class is how to properly use it or when's the best time to use it. You get my point? So, it's a matter of timing. How about, lagyan din natin siya ng kinuha ko lang to na idea sa mga I still I still I still search online tutorials on like sound effects. But so far, ito talaga yung common. Riser, impact, and whoosh. I'll just try to whoosh. Try to use the whoosh. I provide whoosh. Natuloy. How about I'll also include that here. I'll try to whoosh tuloy, no? Isentro ko siya sa kanila. Nagbigay na si ma'am. Nako. I-save nyo yung mga URL, please. I'll lower down the whoosh. See that one? But you need to find a point on where you need to use the sound effect. I'll just lower down the impact as well. Hindi ko pala na-lower down siya. Okay. So this is another thing that you need to master. I taught you the resources. Ma'am Regine gave you the resources. You also got YouTube for the resource. You just need to search a sound effect that matches, but it's mostly whoosh lang ang ginagamit natin. You can find whoosh in YouTube, in and out, convert it to MP3, and bring it over to Premiere Pro. Class, I'll leave this to you. Okay? I'll leave this sound effects in your end. You need to discover if you'd love to practice sound effects or put sound effects to your text, then try to. But right now, I'll take my leave na. And good luck sa day 3 assignment. And Ma'am Gwen, I will reply to your request. Nag-chat po kayo for the presets, no? So, yeah, have a great night, everyone. Sir Jed, thank you. Yung voiceover, don't worry. I'll give you a tip by day 5. Okay? Sige, Rai, I'll also open your request. Love you, class. I'll see you tomorrow, 6 p.m. Thank you. Bye-bye. Love you. Salamat po. I'll